Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to show up on here.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Hey, we're live.
There it is. Oh, this is very intriguing. Why don't you should we show our faces? Would that be better if I do that?
I'm using my mobile, so at the moment
I'm on my computer, but my camera's not. My camera is connected to my computer.
I'll show my face. I don't mind. How do I do that? Turn on camera. Does that work?
No, Dennis, turn it off. Turn it off. You messed up the thing. You messed up
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, don't do
I can't even see the stream yet, so.
Why did that mess it up?
Because it's specifically windowed.
Have you put it on your? Oh, there we go. So this is live on your Twitch, is it?
Yes, it's live on my Twitch.
Slick.
Ew, no, it can't record. That's bad. Well, I guess I just have to download the VOD.
But I wanted to show people how friendly I am.
I should probably open it up just in case there are any people in the old comments.
Yeah, but the person we're going to be saying the most is Titan, because I should really just
Should probably put spoilers discussing Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah, I should change that. I'm gonna go change that. Thank you.
Just to be safe, so that way no one fucking walks in and is like, oh god, you guys are spoiling? Fuck! I'm only on Kamoshida's palace, I didn't know!
Wait, Kamoshida had a palace?
Oh,
exactly.
I thought that was Ryuji's palace.
Alright, let me just I just need to copy this. I opened my own Twitch. I opened my own Twitch. Cool. Copy. We're just killing time right now.
Oh no, that's why I haven't said much. Just chilling, just waiting.
Oh dear, it seems like it's starting to rain.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, I'm not going out there, so it's fine.
That's what the kids call bad.
Oh, we are going to discuss. I think we're all pretty agreed on what the best showtime is.
Wait, okay,
yeah.
no, okay. So we'll get to that in the first section. So Dennis, if you look into the group chat, you should see.
I saw.
Okay.
I saw.
Alright.
I think I'll be alright in the living room.
I'm not retarded, Tim. Jeez.
Wow, you didn't need to say that.
I'm gonna go put a hoodie on.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to.
Oh,
do editing. So much editing already. No.
What are you doing? Making videos too?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on my TV then.
But I'm not. I'll probably post the thing later.
Okay.
My playthrough that is.
I think it's just bookmark.
Oh god, your chat on stream is huge.
I know.
Just bookmark it.
I'll change it.
Fun?
I mean, that's what you want.
Oh yeah. Well,
I just saw it and I was like, sheesh.
I wasn't sure if it was alright, but
you go on there.
You guys can't hear the music I'm listening to, so.
Yeah, no, we cannot. By the way, you guys are going to be very disappointed at my choice for the favorite showtime.
Okay.
But we'll get there.
Alright. Can we start off with the show times? Because that is probably my favorite. Well, one of my favorite games. And I think that's got a good way to set the tone and get us actually really relaxed and chatting.
Okay, so yeah, we can start off with the show times. But okay, before we start, what are your first opinions on the game? Like how it changed from Persona 5, as in its change in art style, I feel like it was slightly more revamped in terms of graphics. So it's it looks better. It looks better when you play the game.
What do we think about the visual changes?
Yeah, the visual changes.
Hands down, the game's amazing.
Yeah.
End stream.
But yeah, I think it's a good game for sure. I do
too. I don't think it's
for me compared to Persona 5, it feels like they just focused on the gameplay. They just made the gameplay.
Yeah,
they made the gameplay better, but they didn't like the story.
They
Is
didn't
still
really.
not
The
great.
story's a bit. Yeah, it's. See, the story was.
Arguably, I'd argue it's
ham-fisted.
even
It was
messier
like-
now than it was
It's
before.
it's still really
Most
but
definitely.
it was super ham-fisted. Like near the end, like Christmas onwards, it's just really ham-fisted stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it's just mashed. So much stuff is mashed together, and I'm like,
I think that's
okay.
I think that's my main complaint about Royal is like up until the third semester, everything else story wise is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
apart from like the minor stuff with Kasumi,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, but then after that, like Kasumi, outside of Kasumi, it doesn't change much, and that really irked me a lot, especially like with how rushed the ending stuff was. I thought, oh, are they gonna like drag it out, like spread it out a bit more, add in a new palace before like the fight
Yeah,
against the Elder Boss?
that's what I would think would happen.
I thought they were gonna do that. I thought, if anything, I thought they were gonna like push the Persona 5's boss battle to like a different place. I thought they were just gonna push it
Yeah, I was gonna be like the very end.
like further to the further towards the end of the actual game, not like right in the not like right before the third semester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the main issue is they tried, like, just summing up like the major issues is that they tried so hard not to fully contradict the ending of Persona 5 and the story beats of the original Persona 5, which is why it feels so messy, because it was so reluctant.
Because like
to
if
change
you could have played the game the same way you did in Persona 5 and you would have got the same ending.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like there was that, and but like I feel like with the new characters, especially Kasumi, they were really pushing her, and then like I was like,
and then you
okay,
barely get to use it.
and then you barely get to use her because I thought, oh, okay, she's gonna either become a phantom thief that just randomly joins at times, or like randomly joins through the story at times, not just right at the end, bam, where you're at this level, you've gone this far into the palace. There's like literally no point to. There's like you could have still just kept the team the same, and you wouldn't really have had to use.
And
her.
it's even the point where she's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to join you guys," and then they're like, "No, this is too dangerous." And it's like,
And I'm like, what?
what? Like really?
what?
Like, she just rocked up and saved Joker. Like,
But I agree with them telling her no, because at the end of the day, it's their fight. It's not hers. They all have already been doing this. You know, especially Joker, who got screwed over by the motherfucker. By what's his name?
Oh man.
By
Shido.
Shido, covering Shido as a villain. He sucks as a villain
He
because
still sucks. He still sucks.
There's just
there's
no backstory to him. It's just
No, he's
I'm evil because
No.
politics.
No. See, with Shido
He's a bad guy.
with Shido, it was just like, oh, I just happened to run into the main character of your game. Whoops, I happen to be also an absolute bad person. So hold that as a story point.
Yeah,
That's
even
really his arc.
like we could have, like, honestly, think about it. If they just added in a flash, like, this is such a minor thing they could have added, like just adding in a flashback scene where you have young Sojiro and his interactions with Shido, like to see to just see the moment where he did like what sort of things drove him to become what he became, because that's the thing. There's just nothing like
And
you
then,
don't
like,
know enough
maybe
about
some-
him.
We still don't even
And
know
maybe
the source of
something
his
with
distortion.
Akechi's.
Well, no, we do. It was his pin. It was his legislator's pin.
Yeah, but no, like, okay, cool, he got the legislator's pin, but like take Kamoshida for
Yeah,
example.
but
He got the medal for winning the Olympics, and then it like brought up his ego. What's his name? Madarame. He let dude's mom die
Yusuke's
Yusuke's mom, because he wanted to be the best quote unquote artist. Kaneshiro, he just wanted to be rich because he was poor. Shido.
Yeah.
I want to be.
Oh, and Oku. Oh god.
I want to be.
Anyway, so next topic was palaces. I want to. So with like
we haven't
gameplay
discussed
change.
the showtimes.
No, we discussed that. Okay, fine. We'll discuss showtimes.
We're on gameplay still, Tip.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
your own gameplay.
Showtime. My favorite showtime. I'm gonna be super honest. Yeah, is the Makoto Haru one. That
Yes,
one's my
good
favorite.
boy.
That one's my favorite. No, the reason why it's honestly just cute. It's like it's just a precious one because
for me it's the moment Haru. It's when Haru does her drop kick on. That's what sells me. Is when she just goes like. Makoto just clothesline them and then Haru comes up and just drop kicks them.
Yeah, but my least favorite is An and Morgana. I'm sorry, that one.
Yeah, that one sucks.
That one's it's the first one, but it's like the weirdest and some of these showtimes like they don't make sense story-wise. Like the only ones I know that really do make sense are Joker's and Akechi's, Joker's and Kasumi's. Haru and Morgana, Haru and Makoto. An's don't make sense because An and Yusuke already had a really weird relationship when they.
I think An and Yusuke make sense. But
yeah,
I think
in terms of like style.
Is it like, I can't remember who brings it up. Whether it's An who brings it up, or if it's
An that brings it up.
Yeah. See, if it was the other way around, it was Yusuke bringing it to An, I think it would flow a bit better, but the fact that it's An bringing it up is a bit weird.
Yeah, see that. But then I can understand why Ryuji gets Yusuke for his kind of.
Well, they brought up that they are sort of this.
Yeah, that's my second favorite. That's my second favorite.
Then Joker and Akechi.
Yeah, Akechi's one is sick. If you had heard it in Japanese as well, oh my gosh. It's actually.
I'm also. Yeah, I listen to it in English too. I watch anime and stuff in Japanese, but when I play a video game, I can't do it in Japanese.
Yeah,
I find it harder to get immersed because it's like I don't really know what you're saying.
But if you the way Akechi was acting during, but Akechi's showtime is just raw. It's just raw. It's so good, honestly. It's really good as well.
It's good, and then there's also like the little things like the two sides, same coin, like the justice in the background, like so many like little bits to that one. Like for me, I think the biggest outlier one, the one that makes the least sense, is Ryuji and Makoto. For me,
yeah, that's what I felt that too. But the one I was really like sad about not getting was Joker and Ryuji, because Ryuji was the first person Joker met.
Even just Joker and everyone.
I know. I know, but like, oh yeah, that would have been sick if there's like,
because at least then you're like acknowledging Joker and
like if you I don't know, maybe like if you got like maybe two-ish baton passes. And then you pass baton to Joker, and then like it becomes like there's like it will sometimes proc massive showtime. That'll be sick.
And you can easily have Futaba be the cue, like when Futaba says, "Oh yeah, let's go."
It's time. Or like
like oh, you're looking fired up. Let's get it.
Exactly, something like that.
So it's a shame that you wouldn't be able to work in. The thing is, working through Taba to have showtimes doesn't really work just because of how she is as the navigator, which kind of sucks because it would be cool to have those interactions. But also, like, I don't think how you balance it, like, balance it unless it was for like one massive everyone all in, like.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That would be sick. I'd love that. Like if Joker got.
And even make it a prerequisite that you for everyone you've ranked 10 with takes part. So.
Yeah. So just. That would be honestly. That would actually be a sick thing to have.
The whole team just get
a whole team jumping, jumping one. Doesn't, but like I don't think it would. I think it would only activate on like boss battles and stuff.
Also, have you guys seen some of the variations, like when there's a foe like too big? Like for example, Haru and Makoto's against a foe a bit too big.
No, I've seen.
Did you know? Oh my god!
I've seen things that I think I have seen it, but like the one that shows up the
like
most.
Minor differences, like instead of Haru drop kicking the enemy, she just flings herself at the enemy.
I barely remember it, but like the one I saw the most, that came up the most was Makoto and Ryuji, because I either had Makoto on my team or Ryuji, and sometimes it would just proc in the middle of a boss battle. So like Ryuji would get his hammer fling Makoto up into the air. She'd punch the ground, and Ryuji have to run from the into an explosion.
Yeah,
it's just so bad.
It was so sick to watch. Showtimes are actually sick, but the one
they are sick. But in my opinion, they get pretty old sometimes.
Yeah, I the one that kept coming up the most was the Haru Makoto one, so I had to keep skipping it eventually because I was like, I love this one, but I don't want to keep seeing this.
I started skipping every single one except for Ryuji and Yusuke because that it's just funny to me.
See,
like,
the thing is that
it's funny because he's like, I'm trying to eat here, and he just starts lighting them up.
And see, you know, the Morgana on one. That one
was annoying.
That one only came up whenever I wore a specific costume, and it was always the Morgana Eagle costume and the Velvet Room Attendant's costume.
See,
so you'd always see Morgana with such a cursed face. So it'd just be him with Eagle's massive nose on his face, and I'm just like, cool. You just make this Showtime really bad to look at because of Morgana. But
I always had them in their default costumes. So
I on the last Palace I had them in default because I was like, oh, I don't. It's not like it was really gonna do anything else, but I was just like.
Yeah,
I just liked having the DLC costumes. I had the Q2 costumes as well. So so their heads are massive when they do stuff. They have like really big heads. So you'd see Yusuke and Ryuji do Showtime, and then you know how the camera zooms in on Yusuke to then when he's looking down the side.
It does the shot,
yeah, so when it does that for that costume, it just zooms into Yusuke's cheek because his head's like too big for the costume.
You know what actually is really weird about that Showtime Yusuke and Ryuji is
where does the food come from?
Since when could Yusuke cook?
I feel like Yusuke probably could always cook. He just puts more time into art.
I just never saw. Like, I don't remember them talking about. Oh yeah, I cook pretty often. You know, like it's a little hard.
I feel like it just suits his character that he should be able to cook.
Also, I think as well it's also a bit of an allusion to like when they cooked the hot pot where he was making really specific requests. I think
okay,
as well.
That makes sense.
Man.
So I think that's about the closest I can get to.
Yeah, I don't know anything else there.
I do, and okay. I want to hear your rankings of the Showtimes. With whoever wants to go first.
We already know who my first. So you're doing least to best or best to worst?
Either way, just say you're done. Just go with it.
Least to best for me. Least Haru and Makoto. No. Haru and Morgana.
Okay.
Then it's Morgana and An. Then Haru Makoto. Then what's it called? Who is that? Who am I thinking of? Shit. I should wrote this down. Trying to think. Because I beat this game a while ago, and it's not really that fresh for me. But
I beat it today.
Yeah, I know you beat it today. So all your stuff is still pretty like ingrained in your brain, mind.
Yeah, I think I beat this game about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
If anyone's watching this anytime in the future, it was the 26th of April 2020. I beat this game.
Yeah, because Tim takes forever to do anything.
Shh, just go with your list.
Fine. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something, but then there's Joker and Akechi's.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate Akechi. I really hate.
Okay.
Everyone loves him, but I hate him.
Keep going.
And then there's Joker and Kasumi, and then Yusuke and Ryuji. That's mine.
Wait, you're missing
Ryuji Makoto.
Yeah, and Yusuke on.
Yusuke on will be like in the middle, and Ryuji and Makoto is also in the middle, like just under Yusuke and On.
Okay. So like.
Alright.
Okay.
For me, least favorite I think is definitely probably Arn Morgana. Another one that I'm not a huge fan of is Joker and Kasumi's. I just didn't. I feel like it's a bit too shippy.
Too forced. Yeah.
It just feels very
I can see
shippy,
that.
and I don't like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't like that sort of, especially when Makoto is the true pairing, but different discussion.
Okay, just keep talking.
Then I'd probably say Haru Morgana. Then who else we got? Probably Ryuji Makoto.
Yeah.
Then Yusuke Ann.
Mhm.
Then Akechi Joker, Ryuji Yusuke, and then Haru Makoto.
Okay. My least favorite is on Morgana. Then crap. Probably Kasumi Joker because it wasn't that good. Like it was fine, it just wasn't that good.
Also, it looks really janky if you do it in a costume.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. 'Cause I just left it as default for the rest of the game. Who else is it? No, because Haru's precious, but Morgana's Morgana. No, Morgana's next. Morgana, Haru, then Yusuke on. There, who else? Oh wait, yeah, Yusuke on, Makoto, Ryuji, Yusuke, Joker Kechi, and then Haru and Makoto. I said all of them, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, you covered them all.
Yeah.
In terms of like added gameplay stuff, I really liked the traits that they added in, persona traits.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, that
was good.
nice.
That was good because it really helped my Yoshitsune boost sword damage.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I fused Yoshitsune this
With
playthrough.
the sword is absolute nonsense. It's so dumb. It boosts physical damage. Like why?
I never knew about the persona that video game.
It boosts fizz damage, so it's just dumb. And then
I remember who I used as like my main I think I used Fafnir as like my main last persona.
oh, I never see the things though. The thing I also liked as well was the baton pass changes.
Yeah,
They changed.
great.
That was not linked to Confidant.
It also
levels.
I liked how it was
And
yeah, like with it being available from the start, it added like greater like tactical depth as well.
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
with the,
Exactly. With like especially with like whenever you get a new party member and then they have the weakness for the enemy you're fighting, then you get to baton pass to someone who can then deal additional damage for more.
Also, it's boosted by those items that you can give to units. So like throughout the first dungeon, I had that the one that just gave Garu to one of the party members, and I had that on Arn throughout the whole thing, and it was just so useful. Like, because then I was able to get so many baton chains just by doing through that. Because normally there were like 2 enemies that were weak to wind.
Yeah. And then with the baton passes, there was and then there was like I think I only ever did like a full team baton pass like once. And I was
I changed full team baton passes so many times. Like
I never put too much focus into full team chain baton passes. But like I managed to do it like
maximize that damage.
I managed to do it like once or twice maybe. But like on the end game, this is I really shouldn't be saying, but like on the end game, I was able to do like at least 2 to 3, like a 3-person baton pass before like then passing off to one other character to then just do a massive amount of damage.
Yeah,
like a big old like AoE attack.
Yeah. So I think. Wait, is there anything else we need to talk about for gameplay?
There's 2 things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
The these are a little bit more negative, but not as negative. So like the changes to technical.
Oh wait, what?
I think they over tweaked technical. In my opinion.
You mean the restand thing?
You know, so say you put an enemy to sleep and then you use a physical move on them, it does technical damage. So I think they sort of over tweaked it just a little bit.
How so? I think that was a good change.
I think it adds more. Like they definitely made it far better, but also I think at times it's a bit too powerful.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Like it just feels like far too much damage while also giving a knockdown. I think it should have been fine. Like if it was say the times 1.2 multiplier to damage rather than something like a 1.5.
Well, it didn't always knock them down.
But then you also have.
It did if you did the billiards, you could guarantee knockdowns off technical.
Oh yeah, see, I definitely didn't do that.
I was playing billiards because I wanted to increase my chances of getting another event started with my party. Because I was just doing it for the notes at one point.
Oh yeah, because obviously it increases your bond with everyone in the party, which is
that's what I was like trying to put that because oh man, I'm really I can only think about the last part of the game. We need to talk about that later.
Yeah.
The other thing I really did like was being able to do stuff at night, like going down into LeBlanc to.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh yeah, no, that made so much sense as well. Like, so I'm just really glad they added that.
To read, to do other stuff. Like,
so instead of having Morgana fucking hold you
say,
you to go to sleep.
And even if you did go into Momentous, you could still work on your your thing. Like, you can still work on your stuff, on your social stats and stuff.
My major issue with like the whole Morgana stuff in the base Persona 5 game was more the fact that it was Morgana telling you that you were tired. Like, that stuff's always been around in Persona, like, in Persona 4, but it was the same, but it was the protagonists going to themselves, like, I feel pretty tired, so I'm gonna go to bed, I think I should go to bed. Because then you're like, oh, right, yeah, and the character's tired. It's not another character going, you're tired, go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who are you? Like, who are you? You're just a cat, don't tell me to do
something. It's like, you don't know me.
I'm not a cat, I'm a human.
Oh goddamn, Morgana.
I almost feel like they added more dialogue of that, and I don't know if they actually did, or if it's just I have a deep loathing for Morgana.
They definitely did because of Kasumi and stuff. So like more people are aware of Morgana's existence. So you know,
I just hate Morgana. Like Morgana's just a shit character.
Oh my gosh.
That's very controversial.
What else can we talk about?
Last thing is the fusion alarm.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was nice.
That was a great thing.
That was a cool thing.
I think it's busted, and I'm not a fan of it.
But do you know how many treasure demon like Persona I ended up getting because of the second fusion?
That's fun. I like that.
No. I got so many evade stuff. Only one time I got one Persona that got all of his stuff changed, and I could still use him to fight.
I think like that stuff's fun, but the thing is just there's no reason to fuse a Persona outside of a fusion alarm.
Yeah, but...
unless you want a certain one. I mean, I fuse a lot outside of the alarm.
Well, even if you want a certain one, it's you gain more by just waiting for the fusion alarm.
I'm impatient.
Yeah. I'm impatient too, but I was just but I was mostly registering stuff. I managed to get like 62% of the compendium done before I finished the game. So.
Yeah, I just think a better system. I preferred Persona 4's system for handling that sort of stuff, because it used to be like a by date thing, so different days you'd have like different buffs. So say on the 6th of August, you would, if you fused using a magician material, you'd gain buffs.
Right.
Sort of that sort of system I thought was a bit better from the older games.
Did you guys manage to do any of the trials thing?
I did some of them, yeah, but I kind of want to do them. I want to do them properly on my Merciless playthrough, like do them when you're meant to do them.
Right. I got to level 80. I got to level 81, and I couldn't go any further. But I think it's like New Game Plus stuff. So.
Yeah.
The ones.
So level 80 is like the highest, and then it was the highest on my first playthrough. I was already like level 95 by the time I went back to it. And then it was just couldn't go any further than 80, so I think that last...
I think 80 is just the last one, and then obviously the other ones you have to buy.
Yeah, the other ones are DLC, I know that. I like, when I clicked on it, I was like, oh yeah, DLC, the DLC fights. I said I would do them, but like I would have to get the DLC later.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I liked was some of the changes to some of the things you could do. So like with the batting cages, you can go at night. So you could do on like unlimited amounts of hits for it.
For however long you want. Yeah, I did that forever. Once.
I got like I finally figured out how to do how to get a home run though. So well, not get a home run, just hit a baseball. Because I always put the bat in the middle of the ball, not realizing.
You want to go slightly underneath.
Yeah, just slightly underneath to like get it to lift off. So I didn't realize that at first. I was like, oh okay. And then
I honestly really enjoyed the baseball games and stuff. The Jazz Club. That's another one I wanted to.
Oh, I only went there once. I only went there once because I got the. No, I went there twice because I get the trophy. On
Sunday when you go, like whichever party member you take gets a skill, like gets a new skill, and it's kind of cool.
Oh.
And it actually like party.
I went again when they.
They even have like Spellmaster and Arms Master, like in the late game. If you go like during third semester, so you could get like say Arms Master Sumire.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or Spellmaster Makoto or Spellmaster Arn.
The thing. I have gone to the Jazz Club. I wouldn't have got the trophy. I wouldn't have got the trophy for it. I did go to the Jazz Club. Anyway, what's the other thing I was gonna? There was something else that was bothering me. Oh yeah, it was So you know how the game explains what happens for locations, and then whenever you do something. I couldn't find. I really wish there was a way to like find out what happens when for the Jazz Club there was supposed to be live performances, right?
Yeah.
But I only went there once, and there was like never a way of finding out when I could go again without just killing a night. And
I'm fairly certain the live performances were always Sunday.
Maybe I don't know.
Or was that special drinks?
No, that was special drinks. Special drinks are Sundays. Live performances are different, but like then I was also like
yeah, I know what you mean. Like, that it's not very clear when the actual.
Yeah, so for some things I'd like to know, like even if they say it once, I'd like to find like another menu where it says, oh, you've been to this location. This is what happens when you go to this and do that. I couldn't find it on the menus. I just really wish there was something like that for that, instead of just having to remember. Oh, okay.
That's why you have free monitors.
Cool. What else? Oh right, that was the new location. What we're talking about is the new location. I managed to get all my party up to Baton Pass level 3 in time for the...
I got them to Baton Pass level 3 most of the time in single, like just taking them once.
Yeah, see the things though, I suck at dots because I can't.
The only character who sucked, like who was it who was really annoying to
Akechi
yes. Because he wants to play 701, and it's like really,
yeah. See things though. I read the book. I ended up reading the book. I got the third eye ability locked. Then I realized, oh wait, I should really, if I'm going for points, I should really put the tip of that tip of the aim thing into where I'm going for, because that's where the little dot bounces around the most.
Yep.
Yeah. And obviously, at least Akechi always hits a bullseye. That's the big.
That's annoying because it's like, why? Can you go for
it makes it easier. The fact that you know that Joker just needs to make 401 points.
I was just going for triple 20s
until the one time he decides to hit a 14 instead of a bullseye, and then you lose.
I know, I've done that.
That sucks.
I did that. And then, God. There was just so much new stuff. So let's talk about palaces.
Oh god.
Futaba Palace, my favorite palace.
Futaba's. My favorite palace. Let me see.
Actually, her name is Futabe.
From all the palaces that were given to us, my favorite. I know I really hate puzzles because I'm not the best at puzzles, but like, God, did I? Oh, which? I think I liked Carnage. No. Carnage was just long. Tiny hate puzzles because I do them. It's annoying. Anyway, my favorite palace was probably Kamoshida's, because like it was because it was the simplest to just go through.
I'm always a fan of the Casino Palace. Always.
I love. No, my favorite OST is the Casino. Like my favorite.
Oh no, my favorite OST is Maruki's Palace. Oh my god. OST in that makes me feel. That actually makes me feel something. I'm like, it's so somber, but also like uplifting. It's just so weird.
I did like it, but then it just kept repeating. So it doesn't help that I was playing 14 hours yesterday, so it just really lingered.
And then there was Out of Kindness, which was like when you reach that like upper bit and you're doing the color puzzle. Oh my god.
Oh man, see the things.
Did you guys get all the questions right?
Yeah.
Wait. No, I didn't. I got one of them wrong. I got the last one.
I got the last one wrong.
You mean for the doors? For the doors?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't think he'd want like the Phantom Thief stuff, but apparently that was what he wanted. So.
Fox just resubbed for 3 months.
Thanks for the reset.
Of course.
Oh man, so I got all the questions right for the doors, but the light color puzzles, because I don't know what my brain was on at that point in time, because I was not there. I was completely gone. I was just losing it. I don't know how I managed to open the pathway to the third will seed, but I managed to get it. I managed to get that.
And then you got stuck getting back.
Then I had to start getting back, and I was like, how am I supposed to get all of this to just line up to one? And then as soon as I opened the map, and looked at it properly, I was like, I'm stupid, man.
Yeah, the map really helped that one out.
I'm actually really dumb. I'm like, why wouldn't I have looked at the map earlier? And then Titan's like, because every time I react to that, Titan's like, what did you do? What did you do? Why would you? Oh, do we have to go through this again? That was literally just Titan when he was watching me play. But yeah, my least favorite palace, by far, no competition, Okumura.
That's always been the worst palace in the game.
Oh, I hate it. And
it's the fact that I went through and I saw they'd like added in a new thing. I was like, they're probably gonna get rid of the gravity puzzle. I'm literally like the
they didn't. Puzzle. They gave me motion sickness.
It's still there.
I got a bit of motion sickness from that. I was like, what the hell is this nonsense?
Dude, I hate
that. They actually made it. They did make it a bit easier this time round.
They did. They did. Like
also, it still sucks and it's just boring.
God, yeah. It's so. I feel like Shido's rat trap puzzles were not that hard. Like, no, they were.
I thought they were better made this time. Like they were actually.
They were just better. They were better made this time. I was like, oh, they're not as annoying. They're like still really.
They're a bit tedious, but like
still
also.
Tedious, but like yeah, you can get through them better now. Because I'm like, oh cool.
Yeah, like it's better than just I'm gonna run around blindly until I find stuff. Like there is actually a degree of logic to it at least this time.
The best thing about that palace, of Shido's palace, is when you're all mice and everyone dog piles inside the cage.
Oh, I had to take a screenshot of my PS4 of that. I was like,
that was hilarious.
That was cute. I was like, I have to take a screenshot of that. That was
fun. I loved that. Like,
I love that. It's like, oh, there's cheese and stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, cheese.
I also like that in the Thieves Den, you can run around as a mouse.
Oh, you can?
Oh, yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, if you step on there...
See,
you got the Thieves Den, Tim.
Shut up,
Yeah,
man.
all Tim did was go and play fucking...
I only went and played the game. That's all I did. And then played Tycoon.
He played Tycoon. That's all Tim did in the Thieves' Den, was go and play Tycoon.
But Tycoon's fun. It is
Tycoon is fun. But also there are other things to do.
I'm sorry, I'm stingy. I'm stingy, man.
You're weird is what you are.
Oh!
I just remembered one of my favourite additions is the fucking selfies and pictures they take. Oh,
yeah.
I love
Yeah!
it.
That was it just made it feel more human for like
yes,
their
it makes them actually feel like a group of friends instead of people who are just teammates. They are actually friends. Like
hey,
I
we took pictures.
I liked the pictures until I went to the Thieves Den after I beat the game, and I was like, damn, I had to say goodbye to all of them. Fuck.
But see, things with the pictures, I really wish you could have. Well, do they come up in the Thieves Den? I really wish they could.
Tim.
Yes.
That's why you need to go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically spend the coins, and then they go on. You know where there's like when the walls like go back a bit, and then you got the little bit that sort of comes out. They go on those side panels, basically. They go on those side panels.
Yeah.
Like all down them. It's fucking beautiful. I love it.
So I ended the game with about 6.4 million yen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much money you make in that game.
Okay, so actually, I think I want to talk about mementos before talking about boss battles.
We're still in palaces, so that is.
Oh yeah, we're still in palaces, but like, I'm just saying, I want to talk about before we move on. But yeah, I
think I liked how most palaces were still sort of the same, but it was more that they added things rather than like completely changing them.
Yeah, like I like the additions of the for some palaces, like Futaba's palace and Okumura's palace made the most sense with the change with the grappling hook. If you think about it, because like Okumura's stuff is all the space stuff, and then Futaba's is just a pyramid. So like it really made sense for the changes with the grappling hook.
Yeah, it definitely fits.
Yeah.
And also the wheel seed puzzles. Obviously, the hardest wheel seed puzzle for me was that one in Kaneshira's where it's like at the bottom, and I didn't know where the fuck it was.
I see the thing. I couldn't find it, and I found it, but like because I heard Morgana say, "Oh, there's a wheel seed nearby." I was like, "What's this cat talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh, you can still spin the doors. You can still spin the cylinders a bit." And it was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Oh no, it wasn't that one. It was the second wheel seed, the one that was like at the bottom of that part, like of that big vault room where all the money was flying about.
Yeah. No, see, the thing is, the only reason I was able to find that wheel seed was because of a stupid treasure chest. No, that was no.
I think I must have spent a good like 30 minutes just wandering around trying to find.
It wasn't Kanashida's. It was Madarame's. The second wheel seed I had trouble with because I heard I heard a treasure chest, but I was like, I kept running under it. I was like, where's this treasure chest? And I like ran closer to where the sound was coming, and then I heard beep 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 beep. Like I heard all the beeping noise for the grappling hook, and then I looked up. I was like, oh, there was a thing to hit. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then there was like an extra bit to it that showed where the wheel seed was. I was like, oh, that's where that was. Because there was a massive gate in front of that, and I was like, so you had to go like behind one of the screens and then like up into the banisters to find it.
I never found Kamoshida's third wheel seed. I had to buy it from Jose.
Wait, Kamoshida's?
Yeah, his third one. When you get to the tower.
Oh yeah, damn.
I never found it. So I just bought it from Jose.
It's in like a dungeon bit.
Yeah,
like
it's in the dungeon. I was like, when you get to the tower, right? There's
I'm not gonna go back and get it.
No, I'm just saying if you would. I know you're not going to, but like so when you get to the tower where that safe room is before you have to go look for those two eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
There's like a lift. There's an elevator you have to look for that goes down.
Wait, no, I did get that one. It's the one like as soon as you get inside, you know, when you get to the rooftop and then there's the three enemies, you can grapple hook above them and you got to take those little stairs and jump inside the tower. That room, Morgana's like,
oh, you didn't get that one yet. It's because there's a little vent that you have to crawl through.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I found
there's a little vent. Like if you climb up the barrels, there's a little vent and you crawl through that.
I found that one because whenever I do anything that requires me to walk on a banister or anything, or on a ledge or anything, I always hold down L2. I always activate third eye. Like I would just activate third eye for no reason. I'll just keep doing it.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it will just find stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, that thing over there looks suspicious. Let me see if third eye works on it. And you know, in Shido's palace, I almost missed the third wheel seed because I got really confused as to where the wheel seed was. Because I was like, okay, there's that boss battle, but then there was like another level where you could go to. I was like, so did they change the location of the level or what? That's what I was really confused about. But then
yeah, it makes sense. I understand.
Yeah, there's not really much more to say on the palaces personally, apart from like the enemy, like obviously rejigging like enemy levels was kind of cool. But also the red aura shadows actually being actual threats this time was
I almost got killed by like one.
I almost got one. My whole team almost got one shot by Futaba's red shadow. I almost got one shot because it kept draining.
Oh, it's like Anubis. Anubis was always Anubis. I think was always
not Anubis. I meant the that crystal thing that I think it's either it drains ice, so that thing that was draining ice, it legit was almost gonna one shot me at some point. It was not one shot. It definitely one shot most of my team because my team had no way of like defending against it.
Speaking about the red aura shadows, it's just reminded me about how it goes back to the gameplay. Was the change to what happens if you get knocked out and you choose to go back to the safe room?
Oh yeah.
Where you keep the XP you gained, which I really do not like. I feel like it's very handholdy and not.
I never got knocked out. I never saw it.
I got knocked out a few times on Okuma's.
So basically, if you wanted to grind, you could literally just go to a safe room and then just constantly beat enemies until your SP completely depletes. Let the enemies KO you, and then you'll just go back to the safe room that you were last at. And you'll get all your SP would all be back, all your health would be back, but you keep the experience, and that would be.
That's good to know.
I got one shot.
Yeah.
Well, when I fought. Anyway, the only other thing that really one shot me because it was an insta kill was the Reaper. That's the only thing that one shot me.
I had no issues with the Reaper this time.
Reaper's cool.
I like how he's no longer weak to despair, so you can't just cheese him with.
Oh, you can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah, he's immune to despair.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was just I never like did that method because I never even spawned the Reaper in Persona 5 because I was like, I'm too much of a wuss to even attempt this fight.
It's quite a fun fight, but it's also by that point in the game, my DPS was so high because of like Tyrant's Will and the
truth.
See, when I fought, no. Oh wait, no. After I fought the Reaper, I became over leveled through the rest of the game. After I fought him, I became over leveled. I
fought him before I fought Maruki's boss, so it was like one of the last things I did. Like
I fought him before Shido. I fought him before Shido.
Well, you had Izanagi no Okami, of course.
I know. We'll get into that. We'll get into strategies later. So
that's not a strategy.
Exactly. Yes, it is.
Pay to win.
Exactly. I won.
Yeah,
Fair.
you won.
My strategy
with my money.
is my wallet.
Exactly. I won with my wallet. I slapped the game with my wallet.
Yep.
Oh wait, Ryan, did you fight Hose or Jose or?
I haven't fought Jose. No.
I fought him before. Maruki.
It's because I didn't.
What do you mean?
Don't you have to get every stamp or something? Or
no. He just appears on the last part. Or he just appears on the
So that was like the last part of the Mementos, but he never like challenged me to a fight. Like
no. So like when you go to the third semester, he appears at the top of the. He appears at the base where you're supposed to cut those vines.
Yeah, no, I even went back there and he wasn't. He rocked up, but yeah, he never challenged me to a fight.
Oh, I guess because I was.
But I know.
I guess because I was like stamp hunting before, so I mean probably.
I think it's probably a certain amount of stamps because I was really bored of stamps.
I probably hit a threshold. I hit like I think by the time the game had finished, I hit like 127 of the 150 stamps. So I think I hit the threshold where you're allowed to fight him.
See,
I
guess
Mementos,
so I
guess
get all the stamps.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, Mementos is a bit tedious and a bit.
When I was in Mementos, I just put all my stamps into. I ended up putting my stamps into EXP and money.
Fair enough.
I just wow.
I can't remember what the other one is. Like
I hate Mementos, and like my first playthrough of Persona 5, Mementos, I just didn't do it unless I had to. Just did not go there. I hated it, never went there. And then I reached the end of the game where you have to get to the bottom of Mementos. I spent 3 hours just running through Mementos trying to get to the bottom. I was so mad. So this playthrough, I was like, well, now I know I learned my lessons. I didn't have to do that this time. I was actually at the very bottom, so I didn't have to do that. But yeah, I hate Mementos so much.
It's not fun.
I didn't mind just doing tedious nonsense, but like everyone else who was watching was like, well, no one was talking except for Titan because Titan was the only one watching. But like,
Titan is a homie.
Titan was just tired of Mementos. He legit because I kept running into everything, and then I'd have Izanagi no Okami on my side. I just fling out myriad truths just for fun. I just fling it, and then you just kill everything. I keep moving, and I just run back into other stuff because Victory Cry is broken.
Yes, it is.
It's an end game ability.
I know it's broken. It shouldn't. That shouldn't. It's just that's actually busted.
Because I saw that, I was like, what? I don't have to do anything now.
I don't have to do anything. I don't have to think. I can just charge like a few. I can concentrate a few times, and then you're dead. It's like cool. Oh, and instead of using
baton pass, heat riser,
everything,
baton pass or whatever, and then Myriatrus, one shot the boss.
Or see, the things are with what I ended up doing with Masai Picaro was turning him into what I did with that Mara in P5. So he just became a persona with auto Mataru Kajum, and all the other good auto. So auto.
I think I had a Sibylle for that. Or no, I might have had something completely separate for it. Like
that's what I did with Masai Picaro.
It's always worth just having one of those personas. Even like having that be your concentrate and mind charger, like.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you a question. This is kind of just because I'm kind of just throwing this out there because I got the scene, but basically, did Lavenza and Igor come up to you with a part where they were saying, because now you have finished the game, you have unlocked the world, so like you can
Yeah.
Okay, so that was in base game, because I'm not sure if you.
No, that wasn't in the base game, which was kind of weird considering that the whole point of the protagonist's journey is for them to basically. Because obviously the story of the tarot cards is that you start off as the fool, and then each tarot card says something about the journey.
Yeah.
Which is why going back, obviously you've used Izanagi no Okami.
Yeah.
Izanagi no Okami is the world because to Yu Narukami, the Persona 4 protagonist, that is literally he gets swallowed by basically dragged down to Yomi along with the party members, and all the bonds he's made basically strengthen him to get out. He throws away his glasses, which is what he uses to see through the fog, to then summon Izanagi no Okami. So it is literally a manifestation of all of his bonds, which is why it's the World Arcana.
Okay.
100%. I have no idea what you're talking
about.
So it's about why Izanagi no Okami is the World Arcana, because he's the ultimate form of the Persona 4 protagonist's persona.
Yeah, I know that, but I know why he's the World Arcana. I'm just like saying. I was just asking if you also got that scene where it says Joker has unlocked the world.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
I don't think I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Titan's wondering why. It really pissed him off too.
Messiah is a weird persona because is he the Fool or the Judgment?
He's Judgment.
He's Judgment. Yeah. Because in like Messiah, as you can tell from his design, Messiah is a fusion of Thanatos and Orpheus.
Yeah.
He's not actually because he's not a form of Orpheus per se, which is what the world personas tend to be. They tend to be like
a form of the
the higher evolved form of the initial persona.
Then
Which
what
is
about
why I
Raoul?
think he's Judgment.
What about Raoul? Raoul's just Raoul's a
Raoul
fool.
is
Raoul's a fool.
not canon, so
I know.
I don't know. It's been a while since I finished Persona 3, so I can't actually remember the ending. Whether Makoto actually did get the world.
Right.
But I assume he did. He must have. But I don't think he ever officially fuses him. I think his official tier 2 persona is meant to be Thanatos,
which he unlocked during what? Didn't
which
he
he
get
unlocked
randomly and very early. Like he just gets him very early. Right?
Oh, that's because he's got the he's got the Nyx avatar sealed inside of him, and then the little kid that shows up is the Nyx avatar, which you form a bond with, which is then how you get Thanatos. It's really weird.
You're a tier 2 persona.
Okay. Let's talk about boss battles. Okay. My least favorite. Nah, actually no. We'll go for favorites. My favorite.
Favorite in terms of the actual fight itself, or the changes compared to the base game.
Changes. My favorite in terms of changes was size. Even though I one-shot her, I was almost one-shotting her because of Izanagi no Okami. I liked her changes.
I quite like Madarame's changes.
Oh yeah, those were good too.
Yeah, that was actually really interesting.
Because it was actually, and it also played off the baton pass system, properly,
Yeah. And
it was more of a test of.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's actually testing your ability to use the baton pass system properly, which is
good.
Really nice.
And also, it made sense story-wise because what's his name, Madarame. He is not an artist. Everything he does is fake.
Yes.
So
just copies.
Without his fakes and copies, he has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
What is the
and then I the thing I liked about Sai's one was the way the roulette thing changes, because it then changes her attack. So there's still a possibility of you getting hit by a weakness or just straight up almighty damage.
Yeah, I love that change, to be fair. It was well earned.
But wait, Shido's was, I felt like Shido's was still the same, honestly.
No, it was the same until the final phase, which instead.
Oh yeah, he kills everyone.
Fucking hype as shit.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good change. I still one shot him because of Izanagi.
That's quite terrified me. When it was 1v1, I'm like,
I'm like, oh god, my team's dead. When I was like, oh god, my team's dead.
Another one of my favorite changes was the change to Kanashiro's fight.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that was good. You've got bodyguards.
And it's to test your use of using status moves, which is.
Yeah, I like that one because I found it hard at first because I was like, oh, I'm just not because I don't really have a strategy when I fight in Persona boss battles. I'm supposed to, but oh, let me just grind these levels. I can just put out as much damage as possible. Not realizing I'm actually supposed to keep stuff that have ailments and stuff. But I did eventually just overpower them eventually.
Apparently, a DLC'd your way through that.
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't using Izanagi though. I wasn't there yet.
You were using Thanatos, which was a level 75 30-ish persona though.
He wasn't even 70. He's like 60 something. It's like 64.
Base Thanatos is 64. Thanatos Picaro's higher.
Oh, yeah, he's like 70 then, isn't he?
70 is still a big
It's
level.
still a level.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Level 70 persona in the level
Okay.
25 dungeon.
Okay, I see you.
So you suck, Tim.
Okay. But
It's okay.
At least we know. Alright, the one thing
okay,
Sorry, go on.
let me just say this. I'm pretty sure we can all agree the worst boss battle was the Okuma one, right?
Of course.
Yes. Okay.
I don't.
Ryan,
The thing is, I don't hate it.
Ryan has his reasons for not hating it because he was playing at a high difficulty, so his damage was already higher than us. But like, screw that boss battle and everything it stood for.
It's
No,
not
my damage wasn't higher. It was just.
Yeah,
it's
you
still
just
hard. It still took me ages, but I didn't cheese my way through it. That was. Like it was.
I couldn't make it.
It required me to think a bit, which was.
It's
nice.
an SP drainer.
I know, and Haru's SP sucks.
Yeah.
Her SP pool sucks because she's the one that's
it does.
needed the most in that fight.
Yeah,
And
a
then
lot of
her
things
SP
like the sign.
I just
And then,
used other
my
people.
God.
Used other party members.
I know, but like, oh man, her SP sucked. Like her SP pull really sucked for that fight because everything is because they were super tanky, and then they would run away, meaning you'd spend more SP, meaning Haru has less, and then you're doing. And I couldn't get any persona which had like medium side damage. I could only hit them with light because I didn't have any persona that had mediums anymore.
I did that boss fight by baton pat by trying to set off baton passes like turn from the first turn.
Yeah.
Then I would
Yeah, that's what I did
also
too.
I was also swapping people in and out. Like I wasn't just using Haru throughout it. I think the only character
same.
who stayed in my party throughout the whole thing was Makoto. But the other two members I was swapping in and out just to get the advantage.
I was trying to swap out, but then my team got like because the oh my god, because the thing was because of the targeting thing. Some of my characters just got one shot and they died, and I couldn't do anything. Even after guarding and then raising defense, and I didn't raise defense, I'm lying. But even after guarding and stuff, my team, just some of my members, especially Morgana, just got completely KO'd immediately. Like
I just never used Morgana because Morgana annoys me.
No, so the thing is though, I really shouldn't use Morgana in a boss fight. But like I was running out of characters, my HP was getting really wonky and stuff, and I was like, oh god, they keep killing Makoto, please stop killing Makoto, I need her. She's the one that has the best healing for my team right now.
In terms of boss battles, are we going to cover Maruki's or are we going to cover that palace as its own?
We're just
sort
gonna
of thing?
cover it as its own thing.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But like, oh man, and then I died like 4 times. I've died like twice. No, 3 times. I died 3 times during that Okuma fight because it was just getting. I just gave up. I was like, I can't. This stupid thing's getting annoying.
I did like the one thing I did like change wise to Akuma's boss battle was how it actually resolved Haru's story by using the cognitive Haru.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's fine.
They actually gave it an ending and a resolution, so it was like, okay, that's fair enough. Like,
which, by the way,
but the
that's
fight
really
itself is
fucked
still
up.
annoying. I know. Yeah, he would use his daughter.
He was like, yeah, you'll do anything for me. You'll do anything I say. So go kill them. I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
it's really sad. Like, the thing is, it's weird. Like, a lot of people criticize Akuma, like, but I think he's actually probably one of the more developed, at least by Persona 5 standards. It's not well developed, but he's still more developed than, even more so than Shido, I'd say. At least you sort of understand what he wants and what he views of. What he views of the people around him. Like, you can understand it at least. Like, okay, that's what he sees people as. Like,
yeah, that does
but
make
the
sense.
actual, oh my god, but the actual boss battle was just a pain.
I hate the palace. Hate the boss battle.
I hate the boss battle.
I think also, one thing I do hate is how it is. It does just undermine Haru for the sake of Morgana being a pissy bitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, God, I hate that segment.
And I think that like more and more like.
The thing is though, like I know you can basically cheese all-out attacks because of the almighty damage aspect to it from the weapons and stuff. But I feel like with the especially the tanky enemies that you really should have been allowed to use an all-out attack.
Wait, on what? On the Akuma boss fight?
Yeah, on the Akuma ones, because like you're just not.
Yeah, do you know why you can't use all-out attacks?
Why?
Because Akuma is still technically on the field and not downed.
Yep.
Stupid.
That's why you can't all-out attack. And it's the same as with the base Persona 5 as well. It's the same.
Yeah.
I think, narratively though, with it, I think, the more I look back on it, like, I just don't like how rushed Morgana's ending stuff is, and I think a lot of those issues would have been better. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna have this be like Morgana's big moment, that should be the moment that Zoro becomes Mercurius, not so late in the game that you use him for one dungeon.
But no, they're like, no, last battle. And,
Yeah.
Man. Just annoying.
Because also, then that's like his it's like his proper awakening of him becoming like not this self-centered little bitch boy, you know? And it's...
Yeah, exactly.
It just makes sense narratively for that to be the point his persona evolves rather than so late in the game before you go explore Mementos.
He's like, hey, I trust you a lot more now, and I trust in myself.
Yeah. And then bang!
Exactly, and that's like,
persona.
that should be the catalyst to go, boom, there we go. Curious.
But no.
Because that's around about the time as well that your other party members are starting to get like their tier 2 personas. Like,
yeah. Some of them can. By then I'd already done Ryuji. I didn't do ARMS until like
I almost missed out on the tier 3 personas because like I forgot that was a thing because I didn't see it for the whole game even though I had everyone maxed out.
Yeah.
So Ryuji just walks. I was like, "Hey man, can I talk to you for a minute?" I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I went off to do some other shit. And then like a few days later in the game, I was like, "Wait, Ryuji wanted to talk." Oh, it's part about third tier personas. Crap, Ryuji, where? I was scrambling trying to find Ryuji. Could not find him. He was never in arcade. Wasn't at school. He just wasn't there. Finally, I found him at school. I was like, "Thank you. Let's do this." The very next day, I had to go start the pilots.
Wow.
Yeah, because I could not find him.
Oh my gosh.
I like the tier 3 personas, but
Oh yeah,
I do too.
Cool as hell.
But my one issue with them is like, because they were first introduced in the Persona 4 Golden, and they gained. So what they did was they gained drain on their own elements. So say Ryuji
Drain.
the equivalent to Ryuji would have had drain electric instead of just null electric, which kind of sucks. I'm not a fan of just drain. And then the one that they're like strong to becomes then it either became a null or a repel.
Yeah.
And then I think they just gained another like resistance.
I think
which makes them feel like they are like the strongest forms and their strongest personas, but this time they just sort of got.
But they're still like, but the thing is that they still have like their super weaknesses and stuff.
Yeah, they kept their weaknesses, which was whereas in the tier 3 personas in Persona 4, sorry, they actually lost their weakness by their tier 3.
That's what I was like. Oh, isn't this guy supposed to lose his weakness to wind or something?
Because then it is like that they've become so strong that they are fully complete characters that there isn't actually a weakness to them as a person.
Exactly. No, they had to just keep them with the weaknesses. Like, why?
I think once you get the tier 2 persona, don't they get like evade their?
Yeah, they do
get evade, which does help a lot.
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't always proc because it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
thought
not supposed to.
And then it almost makes you feel worse when you do get hit because you're like, well, I had a 3 times chance to actually dodge that, but I still got hit.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Okay. So we've talked about boss battles. We've said good stuff. We've said the bad stuff. I want to talk about...
Use case is called Gorokichi because it's the childhood name of Goemon.
Goemon, yeah. They're all just so their new names. Wait, what?
They're like the true selves. They're true selves.
So that's why
like
Captain Kid's name is William. For his tier 3. That's why
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then you have like Agnes, who is like who was thought to be Pope Jones' real name.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Gorokichi being like thingies when he's young. Diego being the real name of Zoro.
Speaking, what was the fusion of Loki and Robin Hood again? I forgot what it was.
Oh, that was fuck, what was it? It was.
What's his name?
I forgot what he looks like.
Heraldwood.
Oh yeah.
Heraldwood, who is the real life figure who inspired the myths of Robin Hood.
Yeah, I took a catch off my team because I got tired of his talking.
What's about Sumire's her persona's tier 3.
Oh, Ella.
Yeah, Ella.
Yeah, that was pretty
because the real name of Cinderella was a derogatory term, like as in Cinderella.
Yeah.
Cinder being like covered in like ash ridden, like because she was so dusty from being like the cleaning, so it was actually a derogatory term.
Oh my god, why didn't I?
But then so her true name was Ella.
I don't know why I didn't look into the background of Sumire's.
I meant to. I just forgot.
I just forgot. I got so wrapped up in doing story stuff that I forgot.
How cool Sumire's evolved persona, like tier 2 is, like how it's Arsene and
yeah,
it's meant to be like Arsene and thing. Like honestly, I'd much rather that was Ella's design. Because then it just like that just feels like it would have been.
Yeah.
I didn't like her design.
I liked wait, what about Ans though? Ans.
Oh, who is it? What's the name of it? Is
it H something? I don't remember. I'm sorry. Well,
basically Lucy, right? It's so she was based on it's actually because you know that Carmen is like a really famous play. It's basically like the most famous actress tied to it, to which she like her real life personality influenced changes to Carmen as an actual character and how she's portrayed in.
Oh. Okay, what about Lucy?
Lucy is the real name of Melody. Lucy de Winter, I think, is who she's based on. Lucy de Winter.
Okay, one quick question. The fucking the god that you fight. How do you pronounce his name?
Yaldabaoth.
Yeah.
Okay, Yaldabaoth. Were there any changes to his fight? I don't remember.
No.
I think they actually added in another aspect, if I remember correctly.
Oh no. He kicks my ass all the time.
I wouldn't know.
Because his debuffs and shit.
I wouldn't know because I killed him really quickly.
I wonder how you did that.
I was over leveled and I steamrolled him.
Sure.
I was. By the time I got to that fight, I already killed the Reaper, so I was over leveled.
But also,
I was already over leveled.
Titan said this earlier. So Satanael is the people's persona.
Is it? It's still Satanael is still Joker's persona.
Yeah, well, if that's the case,
but it grew in size because of the people.
Well, then
because they didn't think things through properly.
Well, no, I'm saying, why didn't they use that against Maruki? Why didn't he use that against Maruki?
That's what I was saying. It's like, where's
like when I see that big giant thing, I stood up like, oh, okay, cool. Satanael.
Cool. I said that when I was in the middle. I was like, yo, Satanael's coming back, right? Nothing. Like, cool. Right. We got curb stomped because he kept pulling his fist up. Man.
Which, by the way, was fucking awesome. Just punched the shit out of everyone.
I was like, and then Futaba was like, oh, wait, nothing works? We can't hit him? I'm like, oh, gosh, even Myriad Truths is doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, so Satanael, you're about to pop up with your big ass gun and shoot him in the face now.
And then, I
think it's partially to do with what the rebellion gun, like the sinful shell actually is. Because it's the sinful shell that takes down, but because Adam Kaplan isn't exactly a god like Yaldabaoth is, sinful shell wouldn't work the same way.
I
don't know. Adam Kaplan is a mess, and I really wish that we actually properly fought him instead of just him being a big old thing that smacks you. a couple times.
So what is
like
what,
3 times?
what is he?
He's a persona. He's a tier 2. He's a tier 2 persona that got.
He's an evolved persona, but it's no, it's actually thought to be the original persona, and that the other one is just an aspect of him.
Oh.
Because when you have all the Maruki flashbacks, it's not.
He's truly
it sounds closer to what Adam Cadmon sounds like rather than.
Yeah, because he's true, and then because he's truly summoned by. Well, I think that's his fully summoned form then.
Okay.
But
I
doesn't think so.
I'm fairly certain that the voices are different.
If he knew Adam existed.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Maruki, yeah. Then what? He wouldn't have been in denial of you losing the first time before picking his stuff.
But I don't think he knew that Adam Cadmon was his true persona, though.
I'm guessing
because the voice you hear, and I think Adam Cadmon is actually an external. If I remember correctly, he's an actual external force in and of himself. Like he's. I can't remember what his tie to Yaldabaoth is. Like he's basically. I think he's meant to be the Adam from Adam and Eve, but not like a weird corrupted version. I remember reading some of it, but it's not. It's I think he's made from inferior clay, basically, is what I remember from reading lore about Adam Cadmon. Right. Because I was really curious about it.
I should have read lore on this game. The persona that came up.
Let me just have another look. But I'm fairly certain some of the theories are that Adam Cadmon is the
true persona.
Was the original one.
Right. Oh, so so just the fully awakened persona.
Yeah, Adam Cadmon is. So it's from Kabbalah in this first spiritual world. Who's Adam? Oh, he's not the Adam from Adam and Eve.
Okay.
He's the first spiritual world that came into being after the contraction of God's infinite light. So he is a form of the world, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't clear it up too much. It's weird. Adam Cadmon's a bit of a mess as well. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not a fan of Adam Cadmon as the final boss.
We'll talk about that later. I want to talk about confidants and how they changed in this game. And events. I guess when I was playing the game, because of how I played Persona 5, I think I managed to. Well, I managed to not properly time. I managed to time at least my party members' confidant evolutions better. To the point where I almost maxed out every confidant I had. So I managed to.
I maxed all the party member confidants, but I didn't spend as much time. I was more interested in just doing other things because I maxed the confidants that were important to me.
I maxed this time I managed to max Kawakami's this time because I got rank 9. I maxed Takemi's because I always do.
I didn't max Takemi's this time round. That was one of the ones I didn't.
Oh no!
Just because I kept leaving it because I was like, I have other things I want to do. I
managed to max Shinya's this time. I managed to max that.
I didn't even attempt Shinya's.
I forgot that Yoshitsune was part of the Tower Arcana. I just maxed it because it was like, this is one I just remember I needed to get done good. Just get done. I managed to max out Chihaya.
I maxed out Chihaya.
Probably didn't need to because whatever. I managed to max out Sojiro this time.
Yeah, I maxed Sojiro.
Who else did I max out? I got the twins again. I got the twins.
I didn't max out the twins. I got I did some of them, and then I was like, I'm bored of doing these things now, so I'm just gonna leave it.
I was just doing it with Titan because I was just asking Titan what I could do because I don't know how to build Persona. I just know how to I just like to make stuff go boom. That's what I like to do. I don't know how to make the stuff go boom. I just like to use the stuff that goes boom. So got the twins. I got all of them. I got all of them maxed except for EY's and Oya's, but Oya's was literally just out of obligation to not get done.
Oya's is so useful is actually useful this time though, which is kind of annoying.
I don't care. See, the things though, because I don't care about Oya, I really didn't want to do it.
I don't dislike Oya, I just don't think I don't like that she's a romanceable option.
Ew. I don't, just, ew. And I didn't manage to max out EY because I ran out of time. I legit.
Great change. Akechi becoming a manual confidant.
Oh, that was good.
That confidant was actually good. It actually fleshed Akechi out as a character.
Yeah,
you could sort of understand like his motives a little bit better. And,
he even talked about his hatred for Shido in his confidant.
Yeah.
Like how he.
And then when he chatted, he was like, I said I wouldn't hold anything back, and you're like, okay, cool, go play more cool. It's like meet me in Mementos. It's like, shit.
Oh, nice. And then what I see the things because what I liked about doing Baton Pass with Akechi was that when he was doing it, he was playing darts with his left hand.
What, with his left hand?
Yeah, he was playing darts with his left hand because he's left-handed.
Yeah.
But
cool, like.
Yeah, that meant he was being serious. He was being super serious when he was throwing darts with his left hand. That's what I liked. Because
just to go. Sorry, no, keep going. And afterwards, I'll go to type about like why.
When they were playing Billy, he was playing with his right hand. I mean, he was just testing him. Anyway, what were we gonna say?
So Oya is useful this time around in that because of the changes to like security level in a lot of the palaces, like they start at like 40%.
Yes, they do.
So having Oya leveled up, it means so every time you reach a safe room, it goes down. I think it even lowers the initial. It can lower the initial startup as well.
Yeah, lowers it.
Which actually makes it really useful because I found it like there were so many times where I was ending up like it would be at like 100 alert, and I'd be like, shit, like I'm scared, I'm in danger. Like,
so I've never got to 100. What happens? Like I know they say once
you no longer get kicked out.
Yeah, you're supposed to get kicked out, but like
that was in Persona 5.
You said when you get to 100, you were scared.
Yeah, so you don't get kicked out anymore. Instead, you basically have to fight, like, whenever you fight an enemy, you probably have to fight through, like, 4 waves of reinforcements.
Oh,
what?
Okay.
I never knew that. I would have done that on purpose to get so much XP.
It's fucking terrifying, because you're just like, I did it. And it's always terrifying, because you do the right attack and be like, why didn't I get the finisher? Oh, shit, another round. And then you do it again, and it still wouldn't go to the finisher, and you're just like,
Please, my SP.
It's like, leave me alone. I've suffered enough.
I had so many SP items. I was
so did I.
Many.
I had so many. I had so many. I see. The only times I used them was
like Will Seeds regenerating them was more than enough. Like to get me through
Palace
in
the
Will
Seeds didn't give me a lot.
They gave me like 20, and I was like, oh. That's not too much. I need a bit more.
That's cool for 1 attack.
That's cool for like maybe 1.5 attacks, but not too much
but
for
if you maximize your baton pass, you make it.
Shut up! Some of us don't do tactics, man.
Some of us just like to play the game and not think.
Yeah, exactly. I like to do that.
Bunga bunga.
That's why I played on normal. That's why I played on normal mode and not hard.
You weirdo.
You're a weirdo!
No, not you. Talking to Ryan.
Yeah, and I'm calling you a weirdo, Tim.
I am. Thank you.
Sorry, I wanted to. I always play Persona on hard.
I know. I do Unga Bunga my way through everything, Titan.
I do that on New Game Plus, but I don't. My thing with New Game Plus is like because everything is such the same until the 3rd semester. I don't want to go through all that again.
Oh my god. So, do we need to really discuss Mementos? Because I know some of
you... Yeah, we kind of did talk about that.
It's just Mementos. It's the same. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
Mementos is Mementos.
I think it's on cloudy days you can run lower level personas, lower level enemies.
Actually, I have a question about mementos. What happens to mementos when it's snowing?
I don't actually know.
I never
can't
went in.
actually.
I went in
Let's
when
go
it
have a
was.
look, shall we?
I went in when it was hay, like when it was like hay fever season and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll just run from you. And I was like, cool.
I love seeing them run from me. It made me so happy. It's like, cool.
yeah.
I don't gotta waste time fighting you. I just need to
It's like,
get them
hey,
out.
yeah, respect me now. Go away. Let me do my other things. But oh my gosh, collecting stamps for Hose or Jose or I still don't know how to say his name because it's weird.
You're
I think
weird.
it's Jose.
It's Jose, isn't it?
Jose.
I just call him Jose, like it's Spanish. I don't care.
Anyway, collecting stamps for him, and then increasing.
Oh, so snow may have enemies start off frozen.
Oh, sick.
That's fucking useful.
That makes sense, though. That actually makes sense, though. And then, getting EXP boost, item ups and stuff was really good for me because I was just basically stacking up money for New Game Plus. That's what I was doing. Because of mementos, I spent so many. Like I've said it before, I spent so many hours in mementos because I was fighting everything.
I just spent as little time as possible in there. Careful.
Oh, I forgot to mention for Mishima's confidant. I really like the change where it's not linked directly to the mementos request he give you. Like
she's doing mementos requests.
Yeah, I just built up mementos requests, but he didn't have to. He didn't have to wait for me to finish them before stuff started moving again.
No.
He did for me. Like,
no, yeah, I did for me. I had to finish the request before he would actually give me more.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, I could actually do his confidant without having to put too much priority into.
I think for like the later ranks, I actually had to go into mementos, which is why I went back in because I just suddenly he wouldn't like reach rank 9 with me, so I was like, fuck it, I've got to go back into mementos and do the requests then. Like,
I mentioned
at one point I got a request.
Huh. I managed to finish
what request, sorry?
Yoshida's as well. I managed to finish Yoshida's confidant as well. So I got rank 10 again on him.
Yeah, he's very useful. Very useful.
Yeah. Warning Shot was my favorite for late game persona negotiation. I just shot. I was like, I don't at all. Just come here.
Oh yeah, I forget that. Why is gun so busted in this version as well? Like
restock. Oh, but they nerfed some gun pouches though. Like Haru's from 6 to 1, especially.
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
You still get to shoot things for free. Like it's not.
I know.
Like it deals so much damage. It's not.
Oh, but you know they also nerfed downshot, but that's understandable because
it replenished you.
They would replenish.
You could just do there'd be no reason to do any form of combat. All it would be is downshot.
Downshot. Yeah, I was like, oh, because I was like, I remember when they were talking about how guns just have unlimited ammo. Whenever you finish a battle, your gun gets reloaded. I was like, oh, cool. Downshot's gonna be busted. Then they were like, nah, you get 1, but if you like level up Shinya a bit more, you get 3 maximum per infiltration. That's not like if you go into mementos and you just downshot 3 times in one area, you don't get to use it again for the rest of the time you're in mementos.
I honestly didn't use downshot. I forgot. I always forgot about it.
I only used it like twice because I wanted to get King Frost to make a Black Frost.
I think in Persona 5, sorry, I mostly just used it to down treasure demons.
Oh yeah, because some of them didn't have weaknesses, but all of them have weaknesses.
Whereas now they all have weaknesses, yeah.
They all have weaknesses now, so I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
that
makes sense. Yeah. If I ever do go back, I'll probably probably use it more just because.
I managed to get the platinum in 1 run. Good for me.
Good job.
No, I didn't. To be fair, I didn't really try much for platinum, and then I realised that I had like 92% of the trophies. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh yeah, that was another topic I wanted to talk about. I feel like they really, with the trophies, they really
phoned it in.
Yeah, they really phoned like, hey, new system mechanics, use it, then you get a trophy.
The only one that I think the hardest one there is literally beat the Reaper.
That's the only. Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. Because I remember when I was talking to her, I was like, I could probably get all of these trophies in one go. I just I just can't find the Reaper. It's more of, I don't think I'll be able to beat the Reaper. And Titan's like, nah, you can beat the Reaper. You're using Izanagi,
Yeah, like, it's like, yeah.
But
basically, Sumire is such a busted Persona user that beating the Reaper is not hard.
Yeah. It was so weird, just so weird, just being evil. Yeah, Titan said even without Izanagi, I could have still beat. Oh yeah, I built a full tank Yoshi Tsune, so he knows everything. He knows everything.
I built one persona of every element in the end.
Oh, I didn't do that.
I carried Thor with me, so like from Shido's palace to fight Akechi for the lore. And then I literally carried Thor until the final fight. I kept just leveling it up a bit more and giving it more like fucking lightning. It was just sick. It was just cool.
I made an Odin like end game. I didn't use him.
I never used an Odin, which kind of sucked. I think I made a Vishnu for win.
Hold on, guys. Someone's at my door. Be right back.
I managed to find a ball.
Ball, yeah, because he has
ultimate wind, but it's only single hitting target.
Well, he has Panta Ray.
Yeah, Panta Ray for the single hit. I didn't even know there was like an ultimate oh my god, my brain. Ultimate
multi hit.
No,
Red.
God, my I'm just blanking on the words. Gosh, ultimate Psy move, because I've never seen any Persona use it, so I don't actually know what the effects are.
It's tied to Chi-Yo, which is weird.
Man, it's actually, oh my god. And then
is it Psycho Force or?
Yeah, Psycho Force. I've never seen what it looks like.
Yeah, unless you fuse Chi-Yo, you probably won't. Like.
But
so shall we move on to that third semester?
Third semester.
Mess.
God, when I finished the Christmas one. When I got to Christmas, then Akechi as we know, Akechi shows up to take our place in prison.
Which was cool, and I was like, oh yeah, they've actually changed it. It's so good.
Yeah. Like, oh, cool.
And then we get to that. Then there's my least. It's one of my least favorite things in just games.
We need to move on with the story before we get to that part.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Akechi comes to take our place in jail. We do Christmas stuff with the group.
With the boys.
Takemi, did you do it to Takemi? I thought you weren't gonna do Takemi this time.
No, I did it with it was to Kawakami.
See, I was being a good old boy, and I was waiting. I was saving myself for Kasumi, for Sumire.
Yeah, see, the thing is that I would have picked Sumire, but she wasn't available.
I'm too much of a Makoto fan to not.
I know. Shut up. That's why I didn't ask you. That's why I didn't ask you who you spent your Christmas with. I
spent it with Makoto like I did in the first time I played Persona 5 because it's impossible to like Makoto.
Right.
Too great.
I went for the harem ending, so I wanted to be the
absolute cretin.
I wanted to do the creep ending, but if I'm running it again, it's just Sumire for.
What happens with White Day if you do a harem ending?
Nothing. You just go on a date and that's it.
Oh, you just still get to pick who you go with.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get beat up again. I was like, yeah, get beat up, Joker. Nothing. Damn.
I feel like they should just go. Yeah, no, fuck off. Like.
I thought they'd just beat him up again, but like, okay. Do you know what? No, honestly, what I would have wanted to have happened was if like all the girls you didn't invite for the Valentine's Day thing didn't show up, and then you go and ask them out for the White Day, they'll just all reject you until.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they should have just gone, yeah, fuck off. Like,
yeah, that would have been funny, but I didn't do it because I just wanted one ending. Anyway,
that made me so happy though. That made me very happy. The white day.
Crap! What happens after Christmas? My brain's blanking because even though I played
You
it
go
yesterday,
and then so you go off. You spend your Christmas, and then it's on Christmas Day that everyone. Or is it New Year's? No, it's New Year's. Everyone, you spend Christmas with everyone, and then on New Year's Day, like the New Year's.
That's when the cognition changes.
And then everything changes.
Yeah. So you
wake up, and fucking Morgana's sleeping on you.
Yeah,
bro. When I tell you I was mad, I was like, who the fuck is this dude in my bed, bro? He just gets up and leave. I was like, Joker, you too damn nice. I'd have beat his ass.
It's just the fact that it's the fact they're like, oh yeah, it's all like, yeah, this is just how things have been, and it's like in their memory, has Morgana just always been a full-sized human who slept in Joker's bed and no one questioned it? Like, especially like you romance like one of the party members, and they just don't think it's weird. They're just like,
no, it's just two bros in a bed. It's just two bros in a bed.
Yeah, it's, you know,
nothing weird about that.
It's just two homies, like, you know.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch. And I'm like, yeah, go sleep on the couch.
Yeah, first of all,
why didn't you do that fucking month ago?
Oh.
And then okay, so after New Year's, we meet Wakaba for the week.
That was the biggest mindfuck for me.
I was like, oh no, but oh my god, but before like meeting Wakaba, we also we get a glimpse of what's gonna happen with who at the time is Kasumi's whole deal. We get a glimpse because we meet her father, and then he goes to say Sumire, but then it like changes to Kasumi.
Did I miss that?
I really liked how they handled the whole like Sumire Kasumi thing. I think it was genuinely interesting and not something that I saw coming exactly. I was like, oh, maybe something happened with her sister, like, but I didn't actually think that she was the fucking sister, and that she was just like
yeah, maybe she's still alive or something like that.
See,
like,
things
you get a glimpse of it when you go inside that palace the first time.
So I was even like that, and like, you know, when you see the dead thing, I was like, oh, what if that's actually Kasumi? And like to my girlfriend, I was like, nah, that's probably like. Nah, because it actually was, and I was like, oh
no, and then you see how Kasumi dies. You're like, whoa, that's
that was. I'm
like, yo, and then I just, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh right, I'm playing Persona. I just remembered why it's dark because it's Persona. I'm like, oh.
What
God.
I did like is the fact that when she has that initial awakening, like to Cendrillon, she doesn't have any blood when she rips off her mask.
Yeah.
During the first awakening.
I was wondering about that.
Which is like a subtle thing to like tell you that it's not true, but
exactly
like a true awakening.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Okay, we'll carry on with the story. So after meeting Kasumi's dad, we then go back to Cafe Leblanc where we see Wakaba, and we see Sojiro and human Morgana. God, he is creepy. He is so creepy to look at. Like,
yep. Yeah, he is.
His hair.
It's all because he saw that fit actor on the TV, and he's like, I want to be that. And they woke up, and he was that.
Ugh, it's so creepy. The cat's weird.
Oh, just to go back to like a little thing, I'm kind of irked that you don't get to actually spend a shrine thing with your chosen partner character, and it just has to be a forced like event, and that sucks to me. I didn't. I mean, it's fine if like I imagine it wasn't too much of an issue for you, Dennis, because like that was who you wanted to romance going through it, like.
Yeah.
But like for me, like I was like, why can't I go to the temple with Makoto? Like,
I wanna go pray with my bae. What the fuck?
Yeah, like why do I have to go with this character just because the story fucking demands it? Like, it just kind of sucks because like again, like a lot of these elements were first introduced in Persona 4 Golden, like the trip to the New Year's trip, and like you basically go with your chosen partner, and you go and you make your wish together, and it's genuinely a really sweet scene. Like,
you're a sweet scene.
Thank you. That's the best compliment I've ever had.
So, and then after meeting Wakaba, Akechi shows up, right? That's when Akechi shows up, if I'm not mistaken. I swear. I'm pretty sure it's Akechi.
Akechi comes to LeBlanc, and then you go and
then you go and speak to Akechi.
Akechi's like,
the laundromat. And it's like, you know, right? Something's wrong.
Yeah, and then you're like, yeah, something's wrong. And then he's like, let's go sort it out.
My sister's fucking mom being here, yeah, something's wrong.
And then you go off, and then Sumire rocks up.
Well, Sumire, who is Kasumi at this point in time. But Akechi's mega suspicious because he's like, why is she being because he was mega suspicious about the whole Kasumi name thing, like from the start.
No, so because it's later revealed like why Akechi's suspicious because he doesn't remember anything from Shido's palace to walking to meeting Joker on Christmas Eve.
I know.
That's why he's suspicious more than.
Yeah, that's one reason. That's the other reason why he's suspicious. But then it's also revealed that Akechi went to search up the name for Kasumi. So that was that name is to a deceased person, not the person that we're seeing right now. And then obviously we get into Maruki's palace, and we find out that she's dead, that she's the one that died, and Sumire, the sister that the story's been saying, that my younger sister is the one who died, but no. It's actually the old.
And then her persona goes berserk because some tentacles get put inside her because Japan.
Ooh. Yeah. I know what Rule 34 is doing right now.
I think I remember just thinking, this is Japan. Not like this is Japan, but Japan. Japan.
I thought it was kind of cool, like, you had to fight her persona that's losing her fucking shit because Kasumi is losing her fucking shit.
Yeah, her whole world is literally collapsing around her, like.
Yeah, Sumire was fucking desperate, like, no, I don't want to live this life. No, you can't make me. No, Persona, get him.
Yeah.
It's such a waste that, like, she's just a really compelling character.
She is. The whole time I'm fighting, I'm like, bro, you don't want this fight. I will destroy you. You don't.
I was like, you don't want this smoke. You don't want to fight me. You don't want to hold this.
You don't want this smoke, kid. Trust me, I've been doing this for years. you don't want this smoke. You just got here today.
I've been here for months, man. Don't try me. And then man. And then God, it's so long. Everything's blending together.
And then you go back, like you leave, and you're like, okay, like Maruki's like, come back in a certain amount of days, like.
And
then basically you go around
because he explained he was like, this reality that has been shown to you, that this is what you guys could have, that you could have this and that. And then, like, he makes a point that it's not exactly a bad reality, it's just that it's a thing that he made, though.
Yeah,
it's not exactly free will.
It's why Maruki's... It's why Maruki's an actual compelling villain, because you can see his descent and you can sort of actually empathize and understand why he wants what he wants, and you can see that it's not entirely bad, which is just an absolute breath of fresh air to Persona 5, considering most of the villains are most... I'm evil!
Me evil!
It's implied, the first boss is, it's implied that I raped this girl and I'm forcing a student to try and have sex with me. I'm evil!
I was wondering about that.
See that was...
I think it is heavily implied that he did rape Shiho.
Yes.
Or at least did some sort of, like, degrading thing to her.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, even if it was like forcing her to strip or something, like it's something.
It's super degrading.
Extremely unsavory.
Yeah. Something a teacher should not be doing to a student.
Yeah.
Fucking motherfucker.
But then you get to Maruki, who's like, no, I just don't want people to be unhappy anymore, and if they can escape their pain and live their best lives, why am I not allowed to just give that to them? Like,
yeah, it's really cool. I just don't like the fact that he's playing God.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like,
yeah, he's changing
like,
everyone's
yeah,
reality.
the thing he's saying,
yeah, he's making everyone happy and shit. But like, dude, this ain't real. Her mom is dead.
Her mom's dead.
Like if
and it can't change. It can't actually change the past either. So they just don't have like the full memories of it. Like,
yeah,
it's just sort of like, oh yeah, my mom's
blank.
here.
It's
like,
just a blank, and then it's like, wow.
And then I'm thinking about trying to think like how this actually could happen. It's like, bro, basically all you're doing is just changing people's minds and those around them to think, hey, my mom's alive. She's right here.
Yeah,
she's actually.
Granted, that is actually like her mom is actually alive.
Yeah, it's actualization.
Yeah,
it's an actualization.
But it's not. But the memory that they can't. He can't replace the memories. All he can do is basically implant that there maybe are some memories, but he can't contradict that they're still phantom thieves. And her whole Futaba's whole awakening is tied to think. So she sort of forgets why she had her awakening, and like you can even hear it in their dialogue. They're like, "Wait, how did I like?" Like it's more through Morgana. He's like, wait, it was at Kamoshida, and then they're
I
like,
was in Kamoshida's palace. I met you guys in the prison, and he's like,
and then Joker's like,
can tell, like,
I'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, it's like, is that a threat or what? So you're gonna beat me into submission, Joker?
I think that's just like.
I think it's kind of fucked up because Joker's like, hey, how's your mom, Futaba? Oh, she's good. She's right there. Why don't you ask her? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. I'll be waiting.
Oh man, Futaba's one genuinely hurt me. Like, her thing genuinely hurt me. I was actually sad cause she was like, damn, her mom's not here anymore. And you're just like, yeah.
And then that's the thing is, and that also puts the moral thing of you is like, obviously, like your party members have chosen and want this reality. Like,
yeah.
Why is it our place to say, look, this isn't real, wake the fuck up? Like,
I don't think they chose it because they had no idea.
No,
for some reason,
like,
Joker knew.
It's just a deep-seated wish.
Joker rebelled it, and also Lavenza sort of went no.
Yeah.
Because obviously Lavenza is the butterfly of Persona 5, so that's why when you have that sequence, like. But everyone else, So that's why it's assumed they all had that dream, but in the end didn't follow the voice.
Oh,
and chose to sort of even if it was subconsciously give over to their desires.
Mm-hmm.
But Joker rejected.
Because obviously Akechi also denied.
Yeah.
But then also you get into this thing that it might be.
But
the interesting thing is that Akechi being back may actually have been what Joker's actual desire was.
It was. Yeah,
that was his desire, but he still recognized that everything was wrong.
Yeah, of course.
By the way, Vale, have you seen the really depressing ending if you don't steal his treasure in enough time?
No.
No, I haven't, but I do want it.
Really fucking depressing.
Oh, I'm guessing it is, Dennis.
It's if you like deny the deal with it, like take the deal in the end instead of.
No, it's like if you run out of time, you got 23 days. If you don't.
If you run out of time, what happens if you run out of time?
I run out of things to do.
So basically, Joker has that dream again, except he wakes up in the nurse's office in the jail clothes, but he's in the nurse's office, and Maruki's in there with him. And Maruki's like, so you couldn't change my heart. So this must mean you don't desire to do anything, meaning you desire to not do anything. So I can give that to you. And then it goes to a black screen. Joker wakes up in his bed, and he's like, oh dang, I forgot to charge my phone. Oh well, I just didn't feel like charging it. Actually, I don't feel like doing anything. And then he turns over in his bed, and then the camera zooms out, and his room is empty with cobwebs and everything, implying that he's just been in his room, laying in his bed, doing nothing. And I'm like, bro, that's like all your friends just don't think about you or nothing. Like, holy shit.
That's the thing as well. And the fact is by Maruki doing that, it means that Joker will never oppose him. Like,
yeah, I'm like, that's bad.
That's nice.
Because it is literally Joker losing his will of rebellion entirely. Like,
yeah, and then the butterfly is like flying around the room, and then it just like dies and falls to the floor.
What?
Oh, fuck,
yeah, that's dark. That's dark, man. Oh man, that is dark.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I watched this on YouTube and didn't actually do that on my damn PS4 because I don't want that on my system at all.
It honestly makes me feel like a bit on it. I'm like, ooh, no.
Like, I feel sad. I feel ooh.
Like when I saw that, I got a little depressed. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, holy shit, that's really
that's pretty fucking sad. That's just dark, like
that's dark for no reason. No reason. But
true West ending, that for sure.
Yeah. I told you, it's actually fucking depressing.
Okay, and then well, we're just all over the place with this part, but like, so you have. Was it 7? You have a week to get your team back together. Before
or is it 10 days? I think it's. Well, it's 10. It's 8 days.
It's either 8 days or 9 days.
Because you have to have a day. You have to have a day for each party member. So one day, like Ryuji, Arn, Yusuke, Makoto, Futaba, Haru. So 6 days. So 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a week, and then you go into the palace. You don't. You fight. No, wait. Was Kasumi's persona going berserk the second time you fight in the palace?
Yes, it was because then your party come in and save you.
Yeah, from
But of course, Morgana's already had his awakening, so he comes in and he has Mercury, he has Diego. I know that's the first infiltration, but that also really annoyed me because it's like, well,
I'm really annoyed that Morgana's the one that went first. I was like, cool, you can't let me just speak to him later, like you can.
I was like, his persona evolves the latest as well, so literally curious. There's one bloody dungeon,
and it's gone.
One dungeon,
like it's gone. I'm like, cool. I never got to use it.
This design is fucking cool.
And it's like, cool. Bring back Puffy Arms Diego. Why? Just say cool. Thanks, game.
Titan, I think the reason he waited that month is because he didn't, to him, I don't think Miruki ever wanted to force his will onto the others.
No, he didn't. He wanted to,
He wanted them to willingly accept it, which is why he never forcefully.
That's why you couldn't send the calling card early, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he didn't want an altercation, so... but obviously sending the calling card forced his hand, so he had to fight.
Yeah, like it was literally like the absolute last resort. Like,
I thought if you accepted his offer, you would have to fight Akechi again because he'd be like, "No, you're a piece of shit. We're not doing this. This isn't."
That would have actually been fucking sick. Like,
yeah,
that would have. Oh man, but then it kept. You know what's really cool? Well, really sad though. Akechi just accepts his death. It's like, yeah, I'm dead. Like, I'll accept it. It's not the reality I'm supposed to be part of. Just
I mean, he's literally.
He's a dead man walking, literally. So
I mean, Akechi gets 1 point from me because he did accept that. Because like most people, I'm dying. Well, fuck this, I'm not doing that. But Akechi's like, nah, okay, fine, I died. So what? It's not. This isn't real. I don't care how happy everyone is. This ain't real. If I gotta die, I'm dying.
If I gotta die to save everything else, I will.
Akechi's will of rebellion is about like him just not being literally just not bowing to any form of authority at all.
Yeah.
Like. That is what his will of rebellion is, so it actually stays true to his character as well, which is really nice. Like,
yeah, I will say I do like that about that. But I still hate him I hate the guy. I hate him so much.
So can I just discuss one thing that I really don't like about the third semester?
No, you cannot. How dare you try to talk?
What is it?
So
I ran out of things to do. That's why.
So you have the final dungeon that spawns it, and you're like, okay, this is cool. Sure, you get Akechi back, but it's not the same Akechi you had in Sly's Palace. So it's effectively a new party member. And then you get Sumire on top of that. You get 2 new party members of who are going to be tailor-made to help you beat that palace. So then you have this... You basically have room for, like, 1 other party member. So it's just...
I just have
like, there's very little reason to not run through the palace with Akechi and Sumire. And you almost want to because it's their new forms. And you're like, yeah, I want to try these out. Like, but then...
Yeah.
They kind of suck.
And I really don't like that.
They kind of suck, though. They kind of suck.
And do you want to know what's, like... even worse,
what?
As well, is from the final boss. The final boss doesn't use elemental attacks, apart from 1 elemental attack.
Oh, one of them was, one of the time he was using
and it's bless.
It was blessed. I didn't
There are
realize it was
three party
blessed. I
members.
didn't realize it was blessed damage until who is it?
Until you had like Akechi and then you got.
Oh yeah, then Joker. Because of Joker, I had Yoshitsune. He just kept flinging it back at him. So right, that's what that is. Blessed damage.
Do you know what makes it worse? Is that means because the boss has blessed skills, it means there is an objective best party for the final boss fight, which really rubs me the wrong way.
Wait, what party? Oh wait, you.
The party member with the party would be Sumire because she's null bless and has multi-hitting fizz moves. So there's that.
That's good.
Akechi because of evade bless.
Oh yeah, his thing actually.
And Morgana because Morgana has a resistance to bless.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Granted, that makes sense as the party, but then it's also you're not using it just. Oh yeah, I used who I wanted to use, but it just rubs me the wrong way that there is. Oh, I did a lot of switching, to be fair, like. Yeah, the auto skills, the auto Mataru skills. Or master skills. It just, I'm just so it just irks me like. Yeah, he comes in with attack master. It just annoys me like. It just annoys me more than anything. Like it just feels like they brought back Akechi because he's so popular, but then it's like without like. I'm not sure, like, if Sumire had been introduced a lot earlier and you were using her with Cendrillon and stuff, like, yeah, it would feel okay to have Akechi come back, but it's the fact that it's 2 new party members coming in for 1 dungeon, like, just doesn't, like, the final dungeon in, like, a Persona game should really be, like, a test of, with the party members you've used, like, and the strategies you've built up with your party members, like, throughout the final fights. But instead, they're like now introducing 2 new things into the mix, so it's sort of like.
Ooh. By the way, the fucking 1-on-1 between you and Shido, that was cool.
That was hype. That was so hype.
That was hype as fuck. I was like, oh yeah.
My mic has been muted the whole time. Oh, I'm such a fool. No. This is why I cannot be streaming.
Why?
I cannot be trusted. Because I keep muting my mic.
I'm gonna ask Titan if it was muted.
It was. I just checked.
No.
Oh. So we've literally just been discussing with nothing, we've just been almost like talking to ourselves, like.
Yeah, we have.
I think I flipped it back off again because I wanted to say bless you to my mom.
Jesus Christ.
So Tim, have you heard anything from Tim at all, like?
No.
He said probably. He said you keep making him muted.
It's by accident.
Jesus Christ.
I keep accidentally muting myself. It happens at times, but like.
There was one thing. Oh yeah, one thing about Akechi, like, the fact that this like when you're fighting with Kasumi and Akechi inside the new powers, or just you guys and Akechi's navigating, that motherfucker is savage.
Oh yeah, like this is he's completely
unhinged.
He just has the thrill for the battle, like that's literally his thing. He just wants to fight.
Like when when Joker knocks someone down, nice Joker. Now move it for the kill. Jesus, dude, you fucking edgelord, calm down.
If you wanna know, so basically, what happened randomly was, I did a thing where with Akechi where I accidentally threw out a physical attack. It reflected, hit Akechi. I ended up like downing the enemy enough to then baton pass to Akechi. Akechi immediately went into Showtime, didn't kill the boss, then came back and hit him again to kill him off. I was like, cool, Akechi's unhinged. Like, so he got reflected once and he just lost it. I'm like, thanks. So that was way too true to character for that to happen.
Akechi's just like I liked the check.
Thanks, Dennis.
I liked
you know I can see
back.
everything you're typing, right?
Okay, what's your point?
Nothing. I'm just saying. I am actually.
You know what? Give me my sub back.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry about that. What were you saying, Ryan?
What?
What were you saying?
Oh, I just like Akechi. I think Akechi was a good character addition to the party, but also, yeah.
Go on,
So, should we move on to the ending of that palace, though? Like, how it just... Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta unpack...
You mean that last room?
One of the things I am very, very much not a fan of in any form of media is it happened, but it didn't.
That's annoying.
Oh
yeah, because they basically. Oh no, hold up. I like the one where they put the videos in with for the doors.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. But my favorite interaction was Akechi on the phone. It's like, this again. It's like, this again, really? It was so pissed. I was like, I felt that. As soon as that happened, I was like, I felt that. Because I'd been there for 14. I just been there for 14. I was like, cool. But yeah.
Yeah, like, it really rubbed me the wrong way, especially with how it just contradicts, like, it makes the whole third semester almost pointless. Like, the mementos requests you fulfill during that.
Nothing.
Doesn't mean anything because it's undone because Joker was technically in prison. Any of the bonds you max, they're still maxed. And also, I was thinking, oh, maybe the bonds are still maxed, but then it's like, Sojiro's like, I could have swore he was here, but I don't remember. So they wouldn't remember spending the time with Joker, so why are the bonds still maxed? Like, it's really lazy, and I hate it. I just think it's lazy.
But
it's implied that that's all max before this stuff happens.
Yeah.
Then
I just think it's late, like, really lazy way to work in like an element like.
They also managed to link this to Shido.
Yeah, like it's like Joker's been in prison since because everything has to go back to normal because we still need the ending from Persona 5. So.
But the end. But like, if you manage to get the third semester, the ending's actually pretty different from Persona 5.
It is different. And I have my own issues with that too.
But I'm just saying, like, because in the palace, when you're looking at the videos, he mentions how Shido basically stole his research and stuff, and then he was tied to like Wakaba's like research and stuff, like. So then they just started linking things together. It's like, oh, cool! Now you're really just jamming your fist into this and really.
I think it's implied as well that Maruki was actually the original person to like do the research. So before even Wakaba did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after Shido took the research, and then that's when Wakaba started researching it after.
He's the original.
Yeah, I thought I didn't want to like go hard in because I wasn't sure if I remembered it properly, but yeah, like he started the research, and then obviously when Shido took it, Wakaba started researching it, and when she got to the results, he obviously had it offed, but.
They stopped.
Yeah, I guess maybe Wakaba got too close to figuring it out, so they killed her, which fucking
sucks.
Man.
Like,
I'm sorry. How you gonna kill somebody's mom and then blame the kid?
Well, no, because they're evil. That was the whole role of Sojiro when he was a politician was to be the link between Wakaba's research lab and Shido.
Oh yeah. So everything's connected then, I guess.
I just said that Shido got his pawns, including Wakaba, to work out the what's it called?
I think Wakaba wasn't directly under Shido, but she was part of a lab that Shido was running. I think. Like,
so she probably ended up finding something that she probably wasn't supposed to.
Well, yeah, she found out about like all the stuff, and then obviously Shido stole it and gave it, and then Akechi used what was found to.
And dead.
By the way, they kept saying that Akechi has the power to make people's shadows insane.
Yeah. Where was despair? What was not despair?
Desperation.
What was desperation? I wanted to use desperation. I want to use desperation.
Yeah, I did want to use it because it powered up the fucking shadows he was using, right?
Yeah. Let me summon a shadow and use desperation.
I think it would have been better like if they'd represented that through his trait, through his through his trait.
Yeah, through his trait.
Because then at least you're like, oh yeah, like, you know.
Like when he gets low health, fucking
when he gets low health, he gets like
desperate.
Yeah, like he gets his desperation Well, then I think they also reference it in the Showtime, because that's when he goes like
a bit mental.
I think he uses desperation on himself, and then obviously you can't do it as an actual mechanic, so I think it would be a bit over. But actually, no. No, scrap that, because
you're risking his defense, though.
In Persona 3, that's literally Orgia mode from as Igus has in Persona 3. She literally, for 3 turns, she powers herself up, but then it burns her out. So actually, I think desperation would have been a fine thing if they'd done it as a like Orgia mode attack, like mechanic.
Right.
Whereby, yeah, Akechi uses this, but then also you don't get any direct control over him for 3 turns.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Oh, that would have been cool. But he probably would have killed himself because he likes to throw out physical, because he has the physical attacks.
Well, obviously the AI is intelligent enough to not just use the physical attacks if you know that they're going to repel physical.
Yeah, because if they do that, then it'll be the same as Rage.
Yeah, like... But I think,
I'm still curious as to like how he actually made people's cognitions go insane, which is in turn how she was powered.
It was Loki's ability.
Yeah, so like he just used that ability on their cognition, and then they just
so it's
okay.
Yeah, it's just like an ability Loki had, like where that he could just do.
I kind of wish the personas like had like their own like their own conscience. Like when every time someone awakens their persona, the persona talks to them like, yeah, we're not accepting this. We're badasses. We're thieves. Fuck this. But then they go along with all the bullshit that their character's doing.
It's like, hey, man.
Well, it's because
like let's say the ending. Let's say that depressing ending. Joker doesn't desire to do shit. Why doesn't Arson be like, yo, fam, get the fuck up. You gotta do some shit. Like
because of the way. What personas are like in the lore of Persona is they are the shadows of the user.
Okay.
But they are controlled by the ego, like working as the ego with the. So no matter what, the personas are still aspects of the person, which is why they. So when they have those awakening scenes, it's actually the shadow that's talking to them rather than the persona itself.
Oh,
if that makes sense.
It's their own shadow.
It's their own shadow, yeah.
So essentially, like, I'm gonna use Joker's awakening for example. So when he's getting his awakening, and the shadow's like, you're not gonna. Well, no. Because in Joker's awakening, the persona is talking to him. He's like, yo, if you want to survive, I'll lend you my power. So that is a persona talking to them. That's not their shadow.
Oh yeah, it does that.
But then I raise you Futaba.
Yeah, that's one. Mind you,
it's Futaba that is talking to. You see Futaba's shadow talking to, and then the shadow raises up and becomes the persona.
Yeah, but I think that might only be unique to Futaba, because her persona is pretty unique, as in it doesn't really have any physical. It doesn't have any physical attacks. It doesn't. That's never out there on the field. She's just hovering, navigating, and watching stuff.
But then there's also Persona 4, where every persona is awakened that way.
Where the shadows talk to themselves?
Yeah, the shadows are. It's the shadows being controlled by the ego. Yeah, so it is. It is.
Titan, you're right. She does drop a bomb. You're right.
So it is. Yeah, they are the shadows of themselves. Like.
Okay.
But it is weird because they never say like that they are. But then it is weird in Persona 5 because they do, like one of them. Who is it who refers to their? Because they refer to them by name. Like during, they're like yes, and then the persona's name.
Yeah, they all do.
I can't remember who it is.
Joker didn't do it, but Ryuji did it when he summoned Captain Kidd.
It's after, but more during the internal dialogue scene.
Yeah.
I feel like there is someone who refers to the persona as by the name, so I can't remember who it is.
You're talking about the character, not the shadow referring to it, right?
Yeah, so it's the shadow. They refer to the shadow by the persona name, and I have a feeling it's Makoto, but I don't think it is.
No, Makoto does it.
Johanna.
Yeah, she does it. She
screams Johanna.
It might just be. They might all be after then.
No, they all said their persona's name.
They all said their persona's name, especially when.
That's what I mean. Like after when they like come forth.
Like come
forth.
But
I'm talking about like
Captain Kidd.
The stuff beforehand. You know where they're having that back and forth, and the mask is growing basically like a tumor.
Right. Oh, you're saying at that point they're like, yes, Johanna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like one of them does.
I think it's Haru
I
and
can't remember
Milady.
who it is.
I think it's Haru and Milady.
It might be, but then Haru's a unique case in and of herself, isn't she? Because her persona has technically awakened.
But it's just
but it's not fully manifested.
It's not like fully, yeah,
Well,
it's basically.
I mean, that makes sense though, because she was still confused as to what she really wanted to do. Because, like, my dad's a bad person, but that's my dad, but these people are trying to help me, and then I like this cat, but Dad, you're a fucking dick. Yo, my lady, fuck this dude up.
Exactly. So and obviously, like, Milady is it's already sort of it's already like half awoken. So she would refer to it as Milady, wouldn't she, rather than? Yeah. So it must be Haru that I'm thinking about.
Right. Oh
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
This game is just. I'm just gonna. Say... Okay, sorry.
No, you go, Tim, go.
No.
I'll let you. One thing about one thing that sort of irked me is how what they set up for the ending, like how everyone's like, yeah, we're all gonna go our own ways, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get an epilogue, and it's gonna be like 6 months, a year in the future, and everyone's gonna come back. They're gonna have like they'll have new designs from where they've been, like from what they've been doing like throughout that year, and it's gonna be really nice and a nice touching closing ending, and we just didn't get it. Like they just gave us that tease of like, yeah, Ryuji's like, yeah, I want to go to physio and I want to start running again. Like Arn's like, I want to go.
Yeah. As Titan said, they can't do that because of Scramble.
What's Scramble?
It's a sequel.
The thing with Scramble, it's not a sequel. Scramble is a sequel to Persona 5.
Yeah, to 5. That's what I said. It's a sequel
not to 5, not to Royal.
Royal.
Is Royal probably
gonna? No, Royal is.
So basically, the canon's an absolute mess now because
they've made two games. They've made two
games. Because Scramble is canon to. Canon to Persona 5, but it obviously doesn't reference anything that happens in Royal because there's no Sumire there. There's nothing like.
There's no mention of Maruki. Or
yeah, there's nothing to reference like Maruki and stuff.
And then there's like there's a new guy as well. So that
there's a new like.
There's like two new people that come into.
From what I've seen, it's canon. From what I've seen, and also because I think it takes place like. Either a year or 6 months after.
It's a few months after 5.
Yeah,
it's already mentioned because it mentions Joker being in jail and stuff. But then I don't think it mentioned anything about what the guys were doing. So it was just like they were just in Tokyo, not really.
That's things. If they're just in Tokyo, then that means like Arn is probably like the big like key one there. If Arn wasn't abroad or something, then
yeah. Then it's like, it's just a continuation of 5.
So I think that Scramble is a canon continuation of Persona 5, not the Royal.
Yeah.
Which just throws in a massive mess. Like.
So then they would have to make a new Scramble. They would have to make a new Royal, like a Scramble Royal for the Kasumi stuff and that.
Oh yeah, no. What? And do you know what kind of irks me is I already know exactly what the setup is for. The setup is for an arena. It's an arena game.
You mean for Royal?
Yeah.
So is arena like? Because is arena canon then? Or
arena is canon.
Arena is
canon. That's why Akechi showed up.
Okay.
Arena. So like basically most spin-off stories for Persona are canon. Like
even Persona Q.
Yeah. No. I said most, not all. I didn't say all.
Persona Q is canon.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Because they pull the exact same thing of it happened, but it didn't.
Okay.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah, that is. Because I know the arena games are canon because
they are actual continuations of character stories, which is kind of nice, but also like I don't like that they're basically trying to set up and make. Which is why again I know I keep comparing.
Into a corner.
Yeah. It's like I know I keep comparing to like Persona 4 Golden. Persona 4 Golden did most of the same things that Persona 5 the Royal did, but actually was better.
It did better.
Because they had an epilogue as well, where it's literally and everyone comes back and they have them like so Kanji has black hair like because he no longer dyes his hair.
Yeah. What is it? Her name.
Chie grows her hair out a bit like.
Yeah, Chie grows out her hair. Yukiko, I think, comes to terms with something. I don't remember. What's her name? Naoto, that's her name. Naoto
she grows her hair out a bit, and she wears more feminine clothing and stuff.
Exactly. Like, and then what does Rise do?
The thing is, though, it is epilogue friendly, though. That's the thing. They set up that you can have an epilogue through the characters. Like, all the epilogue has to be.
Do stuff.
All the epilogue has to be is that, like, in a year's time, like, however some time passes, they all decide, hey, let's all meet back at LeBlanc at this date. They all meet back, and then they have a little discussion about where they've been for the past few years, and like
past few months or something.
Exactly, like they it's like, yeah, like how they've been basically doing in lives and how they've changed and how they're still like friends. You know, they're not just
teammates.
Yeah, even if it was, I know, like you get like even if it was like during the credits there were like selfies of them like and they're like, oh yeah, here we go, like first chip. Instead you just get like scenes of them preparing to do what they're gonna do. You don't get to see them
do stuff.
You just get, like, it's that tell, don't show thing. It's like, yeah, you're told what they're going to do, but then like there's no payoff to it. It's just, yeah, we're all gonna leave.
By the way, I think that's pretty funny. Everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna go away and do this, and then Yusuke's like, well, shit, I was just gonna paint.
Yusuke's like, oh crap, everyone's gone except for Futaba. Futaba's just going to school.
I mean, I guess there's things they have to crop, but then they don't need to. It's weird. Obviously, Persona 4 The Golden's epilogue does have the benefit that the spin-off events have actually happened in that they take place after Arena takes place.
Yeah. I don't think BB Tag's canon though. It's just
BB Tag isn't canon to Persona, I don't think.
I don't think so.
It just
that'd be way too weird if that was canon to the story.
But the thing is, things are set up here. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say, is that there is the setup that their stories continue, but there is nothing to get. There's no. I guess that's the thing. There's no closure within Persona 5 The Royal itself. Everyone just sort of goes off. Like, you don't. It doesn't feel like a resolution to me.
There's no like. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's like no. Thing where you kind of just see where they are, what they do. Like,
yeah, like
if anything, a message or something, like maybe
that's the thing, like
a message from their phones or something saying, just, I don't know, wishing each one of them.
Or selfies of them in their new position. Like Arn is like, yeah, like taking a picture, and there's some fucking European mountains in the background. It's still a nice bit of closure because you get to see, and even if they just have slightly altered designs, it's like, yeah, they're growing. They're like, you know, it's nice.
Or like,
I know they're gonna do. I know that's what they're gonna do, but those don't have to contradict a spin-off, like an epilogue.
Or usually in I don't know, physio or something.
They're obviously gonna meet because Arena is gonna happen, but
yeah.
If Arena happens, all they have to do is go say, like, oh, you look different from the last time we met, like.
And the only thing that we got for, like, true closure was, Akechi, like, showing up and then disappearing.
That also.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
That was weird.
That's the thing, is the fact that he's still alive. So.
Yeah. How
he's still alive, so why and the fact that he is still alive, why couldn't he still still do the things he did where he still turned up and then was like admitted, like was the thing for the metaverse, and then joking about to go to prison. It just
maybe he couldn't get there in time because they were well no Mono was with them.
This was like in April. It was like in April as well, like.
Yeah.
So like it's just.
I don't think Maruki had any power to heal him, Titan.
No,
he just had actualization. That was his thing.
So it means that canonically Akechi did survive, but then we don't know how.
I still have many questions because he got shot. He got shot by cognitive Akechi. So yeah, and then he got trapped.
I think that's the major issue I feel with this ending is it all just feels like setup and sequel baiting, like.
See, the thing is,
it definitely was.
I feel like even with the way that Shida's palace ended with Akechi being stuck in that stuck behind that bunker. I still feel like they could have like saved him before.
Oh, that's it. That reminded me on how I think one thing that could have been really cool is
like pulled him before.
Nah, even if he did like officially die.
Yeah.
If during obviously like you hold on to the bond of the glove, like if during those scenes in the cages with the Elder Boss, you go through and then like it's like there's one more cell you need to go see. You go to that cell and there it is. There is Akechi's will. Like
that would have been so much.
I would have flipped my fucking monitor.
Yo, yeah, if Akechi was in one of the cells, like that would have been.
I think like I just irks me how there are and again it just little things that could make but don't contradict as much. Like I think if you brought Akechi back then, he can still go and do the stuff that he does. Like. But yeah, like I guess then you lose the gravitas of he's gonna die if he. But then they undid that anyway, so.
Yeah, I still have many questions, but.
I think I like the original ending better.
Yeah,
I like the idea of the fact that instead of getting on the train, they're like, nah, fuck that, we're gonna drive you home.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so much well. Like in the ending, how they're like. How instead of like actually getting to sit in the car and have a chat with your friends, it's like, oh, we're gonna go on a wacky police chase, and you go off in this taxi with Maruki.
Yeah, fucking.
And then they meet you at the train station, and they're like, oh look, well fuck, train's here, fuck it, bye.
Yeah, literally.
Damn.
And it's just like, wow, that was.
I was so confused. I was like, hey, they're gonna go off and sing and stuff, aren't they? I'm like, no. I'm like,
just
man.
So.
I did like the Persona 5 ending though, because it was less convoluted in a way. It was like, because like I like,
sweet.
Yeah,
it was still sweet.
Because I like the way that they lost the police car in the first one.
Yeah,
they
took fucking Morgana breaks her car down.
It made you feel sad that the game was ending. Like you're like, I want to spend more time with these guys. Like.
Yep.
Whereas Persona 5 The Royal didn't make me feel that. And every other Persona game has made me feel that. Like, I want to spend more time with these guys. Like, I hate that I have to go home. Like,
yeah. Like, I want to spend more... But this one's like, I want to spend more time with you guys, but much, much later. Not right now.
Yeah,
like... so many...
Have you guys seen the ending? I'm sorry, go ahead.
It just feels like they went through so much effort not to contradict the original Persona 5's ending, but still.
Yeah, they still.
But still tried to make it different. Like.
There is, yeah. I mean, compared to most of the Persona endings, this game still doesn't have a sad Persona ending, because I don't know. I feel. See, the things are, I'm still kind of sad at the end of the game, but like. That's because the game's ended, but like the story itself didn't exactly carry itself well enough for me to feel like, oh god, this guy's leaving, everyone's gonna be so sad. I didn't feel that as much when playing Persona 5.
I think a lot of that, as well as like a lot of characters tend to just have like one and done stuff. Like Arn, for example, is like after maybe after Makoto's, when she has her altercation with Makoto, she doesn't do much afterwards. Like Yusuke doesn't add much after his palace, like after the Madarame fight. Like,
yeah, that's been a problem for like every single.
Because in Persona, I know we keep
or every single person.
I know we keep bringing up Persona 4. I didn't play Persona 4, but like the relationships between the characters in Persona 4 felt so real.
Oh no, they was
like, they felt real.
They feel like a group of friends, and they feel
like an actual group of friends.
Like.
Yeah, even outside of like, because Chie's always hanging out with Yukiko and stuff. And then,
like
Teddy's with
Teddy lives with Yosuke.
Yeah, Teddy lives with Yosuke, so they always have to interact. And then Kanji just.
And it's always like sometimes you rock up on like see a cat, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then another character's just there, like, and it's natural, like it's.
Exactly. Like,
or when they're all like, the way they bounce off each other is just really nice, like, and just. Whereas Persona 5, they don't feel like they bounce off each other as much. It feels like they're just still there. They're just sat in the same room.
And the relation, see the things with because the way their team is formed is like, hey, I met you, join my team, you're in my team, good, now we've got your persona, let's go. But in like 4, they were already an established group of friends. They just happened to make a new one who just happened to.
Well, it's more that it's still that it's still a bit.
Yeah, they still
because they jump in and they save the guy, but then they're all joined by the thing of I want to find out who did this, and
exactly.
and because of the nature of how they meet, their darkest desires are laid bare, like there's nothing for them to hide because they've literally laid bare what they are, like what their greatest insecurities are, and these random people have helped them face it and not judge them for what their insecurities are, but instead are like, no, like you know, it's part of you, like just you know, we've all been there, like, you know, and then thus there is a solidarity formed, whereas everyone else is like, yeah, shitty adults wronged you, they wronged me too.
Oh no, I do.
Let's fucking fight them.
Exactly. No, this adult did this thing to me. I didn't get to do that. Let's go fight them.
And I guess that's another thing is like everyone is so like Persona 4, like the antagonist is like this overarching thing, but the boss fights you have are literally when they reject their shadows and the shadows go rampant.
Yeah.
And it's basically you're fighting these characters' insecurities to
help them
to stop them rampaging and killing the other person, basically, and having them be overcame by their insecurities. And then when you finally get to the final boss, who is, you know, it's a good reveal, but because you've spent time, you can see how they descended into what they descended. Like, there's someone who is literally alone, has this massive, like, I'm better than people. Like, I was like top of my class at the police academy, and then they just shipped me off to this shitty country town. I'm better than all of you. Like, I literally have no, like, he just sits and stews in his own misery. Like,
exactly. So
that's how he gets so apathetic and just doesn't care about human life. So sure, he's evil, but you can see
understand
how
where
he
it's
got
coming from. You can
track how he became what he became.
Yeah, exactly. Like how Maruyuki's probably the best villain for the game. Like,
yes, and Akechi as well, I think, well.
Akechi's...
You can track how Akechi became, because it's very similar to Adachi and how Adachi became.
Sai's not really a villain, though, if you think about it. She's kind of just there.
Sai's not.
Akechi is definitely a villain.
Yeah, he's... I think...
Akechi dead-ass murdered people. Come on.
Exactly, dead-ass.
You can't just say he's an anti. No, this man just came up.
I don't think he's an anti-hero. I'd go to say that he's an anti-villain.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he's not exactly.
I wouldn't even say. I'd say villain. The only reason he's working with them is because he's like, hey, our motives align, so let's work together for this one time. Hey, our motives align again. Let's work together this one time again.
Yeah, because he was
he was ready to his own principles. Like,
he was ready to betray Shido at any point in time. He was ready. He was just lurking, ready to do it. God.
So yeah, let me just double check the terminology of anti-villain.
And I think my favorite. Well, yeah, I think. Because I liked what I liked about Futaba's Palace was, most people already made this comparison, but it's like the most Persona 4 palace in the game.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, because it's like...
What's that one, sorry? Futaba's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, her palace, like, the addition of the will seeds made me more sad for her palace, because whenever you go to a will seed room, you hear her crying to herself, like... saying like, oh, I want my mom, or why did this happen, this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, I got a heart. You can't be doing this, dog.
Minor nitpick with the will seed of Futaba's palace is obviously they're meant to be wills of Futaba. Why are they will seeds of wrath and not will seeds of sloth?
I'm not sure. I really am not sure.
It's only because obviously cognitive Wakabo is meant to represent wrath. But Futaba herself is the sin of sloth, so the will seeds should be of sloth. Yeah, surely
they should be, but they're not. And,
but they're not. Yeah, like it just feels weird. And
then Maruyuki's ones are of
Or even if you did go for the Wrath route,
the calling card said sloth though.
Yeah, the calling card did say sloth, but cognitive Wakaba is meant to be the representation of Wrath.
Yeah, which is why Wakaba was mad. I like that they added more dialogue.
Okay, her palace is because she's upset about herself. Well, at herself killing her mom. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like, it is mentioned that that also the thing of that is meant, and that's why I kind of thought there would be a will seed in the final palace, but there wasn't. Which
I thought so too, but there isn't. But there was one in
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, Titan. I do agree there.
Mariku's will see them sloth though. They not sloth, I meant sorrow. They made sense. They really made sense for him. God.
Which, by the way, it's still sad as fuck.
Imagine being in that position though, like having the power to change cognition into actualization, and then being forgotten by the person you really love. That's just.
By the way, why did she forget him? He changed the cognition.
Because she wanted to forget the
trauma. She wanted to forget everything, and because he was tied to that, she ended up forgetting him as well.
Yeah.
So she forgot. I think it's that she basically forgot everything around it.
Yeah, everything involving that. Everything involving the murderer, her parents' death.
Well, but also it could also have been potentially Adam Cadmon's doing as well, that he did it to sort of spur Maruki to give him his will.
But then again, we run into the issue of saying why don't the personas have motives of their own? We kind of agree that they don't. But then if it was Adam Cadmon that did that to spur things into the motion of how he wanted to behave, you know what I mean?
Adam Cadmon is a weird thing because I can't tell what he is. I genuinely can't. Part of me thinks that he's not a persona, which is, and he is a higher power.
Yeah, that just happened to become an actualization through a persona. That's why.
But then also, he is obviously still tied to Maruki, because it's to do with obviously when the world, it's to do with Yaldabaoth's falling that makes Yaldabaoth merging the worlds, which is how it's actually able to
do its
manifest.
Yeah.
Boy. Anyway.
Oh, what did you guys think of Fisticuffs? The final fight. The final fight of the game
was so stupid.
It was kind of funny for a bit. It's I can't believe. It's more the fact that you had one fight where you lose. You basically have no control, and then it's instead the final fight is you hit each other.
You just keep hitting him.
I was like, Joker, if you don't beat his fucking ass, what are you doing?
It just felt so out of place, and then there's the fucking Morgana copter as well. Fucking hell.
But yeah, then it was explained through the.
I get what that's meant to be represented. It's basically meant to be the power of actualization. Everyone has the power of actualization that they can make whatever they want. Because that's come reality, but because that's star. Yeah, and because of the star, it's you can whatever you want can become reality, and it's
Morgana copter's just there to sell merch. All right.
I mean, I got the monocopter in my Thieves Den, but I mean, it was still dumb. By the way, Thieves Den is pretty cool. I like the fact that you're.
I love the addition of it. Yeah,
I like it.
They can come in there and be like, "Hey."
Oh, it's also your rank 10 confidants go in there as well, which is cool.
Yep.
Oh, I noticed because all my party members managed to just find their way in there. I was like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
I like that a lot.
So there's actually interactions and stuff. So if you put, I didn't realize, I was on Twitter, I saw Milady. Someone put a Milady statue there, and Haru was there with Yusuke.
Yeah.
And then Yusuke was like, "Oh, can I see under your skirt?" Meaning, but not Haru's skirt.
Yeah.
The Milady skirt. But
my favourite one though is that the Morgana copter when Sojiro and Futaga's there, and Futaga's like, yeah, and the cat turned into a helicopter, and Sojiro is like, what? You're telling me the fucking our cat turned into a helicopter? I don't believe that.
Kind of wish they explained what the Thieves Den is more like.
I think it's just its own thing. It's not actually.
Yeah, it's not tied to game time or anything. It's just.
I know, but I kind of.
It's just its own thing.
Oh, but do you know? I kind of wish that you could play Tycoon online, though. That would be sick.
I was trying to tie the thieves into their stories, and I was like, is this like Joker's palace essentially, or something like that?
I think that's sort of what it's meant to be, but also like Sony users can't have palaces.
Well, clearly that
Unless
ain't
you're
true.
a
Look at Maruki.
contradictory character.
Right, yeah, fair enough. But Maruki's his own thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to ask you.
I don't know
How
what
the
he
fuck
is,
does he have a
man.
palace if Persona users can't have?
Because story has to happen.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
because I think partially because of like actualization as well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
I'm guessing he wanted that lab.
or it might be to do with the strength of his desires overall. Like, because his desire for that is so strong, it overrides like
the actualization of his
But then also, this is why I find it weird, like with Adam Cadmon, like is Adam Cadmon a persona himself, or just using Maruki as a vessel? Like,
I don't know. Persona 5 Raw is confusing. There was already enough.
it just kind of like irks me. Like, it just
Oh, and then
but like, can you like? This is why I feel so mixed about the game. Like, I love what it adds, but it feels like they just added more substance, and then just sort of in the hope
then
that
they just swept under the rug. Then they just swept under the rug. Like
the issues from base Persona 5 are still there.
Like the characters' interactions are really weak still.
They're stronger though. They are stronger
They're
than they were
but they're still pretty weak.
because of the way they added in some things. Like, it was stronger. They added in more events. You have the pictures, so it feels stronger at least.
Yeah, at least we have pictures now, because now they're acting like.
But it feels like they actually conversed as a group of friends, rather than they're like, oh, let's make like taking pictures, making memories together. Like,
Yeah.
The pictures are fucking great.
But
I
it's-
love the pictures.
yeah, no, they're actually my favorite.
This game was just a ride. It's like man, just
I
some
wish
things
I
in this
played
game
through
just-
Persona Royal for my first playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it was your first like Persona game, like it's amazing. But if you've played 5, like the issues are still there, like, and it just doesn't feel like it adds enough. It just feels like a glorified expansion pass.
Yeah, exactly. They charge full price for it.
Yeah, like, and it
they
arguably
actually
makes the
got-
story more fucked up than it was before. So
It's
it's way
so-
more fucked up.
It's so bloated at the end, like the way that they just put all the story stuff like with the secret ending right at the end.
I honestly I just wish they'd fully reworked the end, like, because honestly the game starts off super strong, and it's like once you hit Akuma, that's it. Like, it just starts to fucking shit itself.
It's like, hey, we got this done, but you have 1 month to do it. Ooh.
It's literally over the course of like a month you go through 3 palaces. It's like, wow, this is fun.
Just oh my god, because the Hawaii trip still pisses me off, because it's like, hey, I have all these days. No, you don't get to do anything because you're in story. You're locked in story for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, I hate that shit. Like,
Oh my god!
I love the Hawaii trip for what it does, but it feels like you just have no autonomy for during it, and I wish you actually did, because it feels so much better.
This Hawaii trip was worse than the last one, because you actually don't get to do anything. You get to visit the beach once, and that's it. You don't do anything again.
yeah, if you do what
I mean,
did,
it's exactly this.
You spend time, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. To be honest, it's exactly the same as the other one, but the added content is at the end, which is actually fine. Like,
Yeah, but it's not.
there's no major difference apart from like the ending stuff when Sumire and they're all in the souvenir shop.
Yeah.
But that added stuff to the game at least. So I think it's not. I don't think it's worse. I think it's better, but also it's still got the same issues.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
It's one of those where they just keep adding things without addressing the issues, which just feels like it's.
Just
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just padding.
If it, I don't want to be like, I don't want to sound like that fan that's like, oh, my niche Japanese franchise is being normified. But it feels like it does feel like they're watering down things and making things just easier and more like flashy without addressing.
Turns
like-
out that they kind of hurt people about Catchy a bit too much.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, like. I think you either they should have let Sumire join the party a lot sooner instead of hyping her up and then like having her and Akechi in the final dungeon, or you add in add in Akechi, like, say during the fight against Yaldabaoth, which to be honest, I always think it should have been in the base game as well, that he was sort of there.
If anything, like, I feel like they probably should have put a cutscene where he just comes in, and not for like a save or anything, literally just to either steal a kill or something.
Yeah, or if he's just there, like, or even if he's just sat there, like, I don't want to go with you, fuck off, I want to stay dead.
Yeah. Just
like, yeah, like, I don't want to say it is, but it does feel like they've just sort of pandered and just gone, yeah, look, it's Persona 5, but it's better.
I'm not gonna lie.
And it always like really irks me when people who have only played Persona 5 are like, this is the best, like Persona 5 characters, when they know they're the best set of characters in all of gaming, and it's like, you're not even the best set of characters within your own franchise.
Exactly.
Like,
I haven't even played Persona 3, and I still like some of the Persona 3 characters more than a lot of the Persona 5 characters.
I think a lot as well. I think Persona's too tied down now at the moment, that in the set arcs the characters have, like, whoever has the Magician Arcana is always going to have jealousy as their arc.
And what, are they just linked to being automatic now then?
No, it's not that they're always automatic, it's just that is their arc. Their arc is them dealing with jealousy.
Teddy was jealous, wasn't he?
No, it was Yosuke. Yosuke was jealous.
Yeah.
Yosuke was jealous how the protagonist sort of came in, was sort of became the leader, and was so basically was able to make bonds with people, and like, you know, and he was jealous of that. He wanted to be cool. He wanted to be the cool one. He wanted to be the hero.
Yeah.
And that it was him dealing with that jealousy. In Persona 3, it's pretty much the same. Junpei is like, yeah, I'm jealous of you because why does he get to be the leader? Like, why not me? Like, I'm doing all these things, like, you know, it's just, yeah, just because he gets lucky, and then obviously it manifests again. Morgana, he's so jealous of Ryuji, of Futaba. He's jealous of Futaba, and it's like, because she's able to do so many.
She's a better navigator.
Yeah, like, and it just feels so
dumb.
Yeah, it just feels like it's unneeded at this point. Like, and I just kind of wish they'd break away, and you know, it just feels like everything's starting to feel very much the same. And yeah, I don't know. Persona 5.
The things though, you know what's really weird? Well, not weird. It's so you know the confidants, right?
Yep.
You can still max out everything before Christmas in your in Persona 5 Royal if you actually optimize your time and events stuff. You can actually still probably do that.
I think when I did it in Persona 5, like I maxed it with so much time to spare. Like, granted, it was like on an NG plus, so I wasn't spending time doing like.
Yeah, I know,
but even then, it's still like.
But I'm just saying, because I managed to get all my social stats, but I still had enough time to, like, during Christmas, like during the lead up to Shido, I had more than enough time to finish three and a bit of the no, actually no, I finished like 4-ish. I finished most of my stuff before Christmas.
It's just it's a. I hate to say that it's just basically a horribly paced game at times.
Yeah,
it's too explosive in the end.
Because I left Arn's thing at 6 by Christmas. Well, during December, I didn't level up like since like rank 6. I managed to get Futaba's all the way up to max before we really started Shido's, and then I managed to finish Haru's from like 2 to 10 in like a few days. Because Haru's adventures come quickly, and then there's
they made her rank up easier now than she did before, which kind of, because of how late she is, which kind of is a bit annoying.
Things though, I but like I put so much time in proficiency in the beginning of the game by accident that by the time Haru's thing was available, I had no stopping point at all. I could just blow through the rest of her thing, because you need like max proficiency for Haru's thing to like start, really.
Yeah. One thing I've realised that the thing I think in Persona 5's narrative that really holds it back, I think is actually the interviews that you have with Sai. I think if those weren't part of the game.
Yeah, because people were saying, oh, basically just Sai's interviews spoil everything before you even get to do anything.
Because it just goes back and forth, and it's a bit.
It's a bit much.
You know, yeah, it just doesn't. I think it just sort of messes with the narrative a bit, and it's not a coincidence that everything feels rushed after those interviews stop.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's meant to be like the end game, and they build up that, oh yeah, as soon as you reach this point, it's the end game. But also, it's just sort of like, there's just no mystery or. No, that's the thing. There is no mystery tying Persona 5's narrative. It's just one bad guy to the net.
Yeah, everything's just revealed, and like, oh, cool. Because like before you even get your next target, like they're like, oh, this is the name of your next target. This is what he did. Oh,
I think you're given the name of you. Like, imagine if it was more like, oh, who are the Phantom Thieves going to target again? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, and then I think she spoiled Okuruma's death before it even happened, right?
Yeah, like,
but not like subtly. She kind of just the way she phrased, like the way it was phrased, was like, oh,
it's more like, oh, after that happened, and it's like, oh, yeah,
after this incident, I'm like, incident? Oh, so he's dead. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking like there is like a tying. At least there's a tying mystery to Persona. Persona 3 is like, what is the Dark Hour like, and where are these 12 shadows coming from? Persona 4 is obviously who is the murderer.
But Persona 5 is like, hey, you beat this person. How'd you do it?
Yeah.
Shall we move into final thoughts?
Yeah, we should really, because we are dragging.
Yeah.
Well, not dragging. I kind of just let Vale just rant, but like, yeah, we should really.
That's really been cathartic for me because I've been waiting to rant and.
I know.
Yeah,
Just
so
to know that my thoughts aren't just biased thoughts, and I'm like the only one thinking this, and like because I see so many people like they're like, oh, this is the best game ever, and it's like, is it? I don't think it's a good JRPG, but it's like it's the battle mechanics that I like the most. It's not exactly the story. Like, that's the thing. Like, gameplay, it's phenomenal. I'm not gonna argue that it's not, but I play like a big part of JRPGs is these massive epic narratives they tend to have, and this game just doesn't feel like it has a strong narrative.
Anyway, final thoughts, guys. Ryan, you're going last because you talk the most.
Sorry, I do
it's
talk
okay.
a lot.
It's okay. Dennis.
This game sucks. I hate it.
Okay. what are your real final thoughts?
No, the game's great. Like it has the same issues as the original Persona 5, but it's still good. I definitely think it's worth playing it. I don't. For me personally, I don't think it's worth the price of a brand new game because all the stuff that's new is at the fucking end. That's kind of a problem for me because like all the story stuff that's new, I should say. Gameplay stuff is cool, but if this is your first time playing it, you're not gonna know. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth the trip.
For me personally, I did like this game. Probably not as much as the first one because obviously this is a remake of the original. So things that I probably found annoying the first time would still be annoying the second time. As Dennis already said, I don't think it's exactly worth a full repress of everything. But like, if it's your first Persona game, sure, go ahead, get it. I'd say get this one over the original because it has the better game mechanics, better stuff to make things a bit easier for first timers and stuff. But like, story wise is where it really just doesn't hit where it's supposed to. Like I haven't played other Persona games, but I've seen the stories from 4 and I've seen the story from 4 and I know 3 is really depressing, but I know it's really good as well. Compared to those ones, like the way the characters interact and then how things are tied together, it's good at first, but then things get really like hand in fist right at the end. Like the last 3 months of the game get really weird and just super stockpile the story, and then just like you barely do anything. You just listen to story, and that wasn't really fun for me, especially because I really liked it better when I was doing fighting or like trying to do other things. But other than that, I would say it's still a good game. It's still a good game. I won't lie, it's still a good game, but it's not the best game I've played, but I still do like it as the way it is, though. Right?
Okay, now we're in for a very long essay here. We're not, but I think basically the same things as you guys have said. It's an amazing game. Like, as a game, it's fun. The gameplay mechanics themselves are very enjoyable. The slice of life stuff isn't as strong as it could be, and the overall narrative isn't as well. The slice of life stuff is quite fun because it has more to do, but it feels very shallow in what you do. Like, it's very surface level. Like, oh, I go play baseball, and that's kind of cool that you have the option to do that, but it doesn't further things. But yeah. But gameplay-wise, yeah, it's fun. It's mechanically cool. There's a lot of depth to the gameplay in terms of how you set up your personas, like, you know. Yeah, but narratively it's very weak, and I don't think it justifies its own existence as the standalone game. In my opinion, it's just not. It just feels like an expansion pass, and it's not great. And it is an amazing game, but I think as an overall game, I still prefer Persona 4: The Golden, because I think it adds in what's added in here, but it's not adds in similar stuff, but it has a better base. While also adding to the story elements and base on that, rather than causing more issues. And yeah, I just think the game was too scared to make its own narrative, especially, and it's even worse when you realise that Persona 5 The Royal may not be actually canon, or there's split canon between Persona 5 and Persona 5 The Royal, which kind of makes me think if Persona 5 The Royal is going to end up being its own canon, why couldn't they edit and sort of change things and in the story itself properly, like in terms of the way it flowed? So, which is my main critique. I think it would have been better if they'd actually gone harder with the changes and made it more of its own standalone thing, if it's going to be its own standalone thing, instead of trying to make it not contradict Persona 5. Yeah, it's definitely a game. I'd recommend playing it, like, as if it's your first game. But otherwise, if you're like not a massive Persona fan, but you played Persona 5 and really enjoyed it, I'd say you're better off waiting until it's sort of on sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a glorified expansion pass.
Yeah.
That's about
And with that, we're done here. Thank you guys for listening, because there's no face cam today, but.
Yeah, we've been waiting to talk about this game for fucking weeks.
Well, that's mostly on me, but other than that, I really do thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Talking about this game, I wanted to talk about this game ever since like I started it. I was like, man, I need someone else to talk about this game with, because there are gonna be some things that are really gonna either be really good or just really confuse people, and I think I need other people to talk about this with. I can't just do this by myself. So again, thank you guys for being here. See you guys. Bye.